T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world, episode 544. New breeder on the block every Monday night. We got Enigmatic Reptiles coming to the Trap Talk. I knew I was going to fumble some shit. Oh my God. But what's good, man? I'm your boy NJ. What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good start to their week. Why can't I fucking talk right now? Maybe because I have Chondro Clutch right in front of me that's about to pip any minute now. Can't even think straight. But we'll get to that later. But man, what's good, man? I'm your boy MJ. Like I said, this is your first time hanging out. If you're into the ball python game, you're into breeding reptiles, you want to learn more about the reptile industry, this is the Reptile Network to be subscribed to 7 days a week. Most relevant reptile network in the world, 110%. You can listen to all Trap Talk Reptile Network episodes on all the major audio platforms. Okay, for all you people who just do not like YouTube or don't like the commercials, I do get a lot of complaints. Like, just so you guys know, it is my fault why there's commercials, but it is also isn't my fault. It's fucking YouTube. What do you want me to do? So I'll tell you what, do me a favor. If you're not into that commercial stuff, head over to Spotify, head over to Apple Podcasts, head over to the audio platforms if you just rather just put something in your ear, pause, and just listen to it and go to work, right? So, but I do got to say, wherever you listen to Trap Talk Reptile Network, thank you so much. Really means a lot. Okay. It also means a lot if you drop whatever your feedback is in the comment section, whatever you like, whatever you dislike, whatever. Be honest, man. If you want to feel like, you want to be a victim in the comments, go ahead, do your thing. Any comments really, as long as you're being, you know what I mean? Drop a comment. All right. And of course, if you're looking for exclusive content, if you want to get more out of what you see at each episode, you want to get more behind the scenes, you just want to meet some really hardcore, dedicated reptile keepers that want to be here forever, then do me a favor, come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. You can do that by clicking the first link in the description below. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, you get a link to the Discord. That taps you in with over 250 amazing reptile keepers. We have an awesome Instagram group chat. I love all my Patreon members. You guys are my heart. And really, whatever support I get, just watching this really means a lot to me. I just want you guys to know any support that this network gets really, really means a lot to me. So thank you for all the support. 5 years going. Let's go. Shout out to the early birds, man. I'm going to get to the early birds right now in a minute, but I got to say, please support US ARC. You can do that by clicking the third link in the description below. US ARC is here to help us keep our animal rights. All right. We got to keep our reptiles in a place where they're not going to be taken. Hello. US ARC will help us fight for that right. So go to usarc.org, become a member today. These numbers really do matter. So any support, talking about it, letting your friends know, letting anybody know, your local pet shops. This is very important. Okay, guys? So again, usarc.org, become a member today. The lowest membership, all right? Or at least bare minimum, talk about it. Like I said, even if you have a podcast, talk about it on your podcast, all right? So shout out to US ARC, shout out to US ARC members, shout out to Phil Goss, Jeremy, Vanessa, the entire US ARC staff. And again, if you support US ARC, thank you for being on the same team. All right, well, let's go. Shout out to tonight's sponsors. Very blessed for my sponsors. All right, tonight's sponsors, one of them being Mark Bailey from Mark Bailey Reptiles, the OG, the best to be doing it in the ball python game today. You can head over to Mark Bailey Reptiles on Morph Market, see what Mark has available. He recently put a bunch of snakes up, and they got wiped out pretty quick. So telling you right now, man, people know who Mark Bailey is, and I mean the people who are tapped into the ball python game. And shout out to you if you got some of that Mark Bailey heat. And again, if you're interested in seeing what Mark Bailey's working with or what he has available, that's Morph Market. Type in Mark Bailey Reptiles. Go give him a follow and just be ready for his uploads. It's no joke. Thank you, Mark. See you in a couple weeks, right? My dog Mark Bailey's like my best friend. He comes to San Diego at least like 4 or 5 times a year, and it's about that time. So I know him and his lady are going to be cruising here soon. Can't wait to hang out. We're going to have quite the time. But again, Mark Bailey Reptiles. Head over to his Morph Market. Again, tonight's episode is brought to you by Gary Scavino, one of the best to do it in the arboreal snake game for sure, 110%. Go to YouTube right now. This is already here. Type in GS Reptiles, subscribe to his content, hit that notification bell, be ready for the next vlog. And if you have not followed this man's content on YouTube, go start from the very first video. and thank me later. That's all I got to say. You want to talk about gaining knowledge from one of the best. This is it right here. Okay. Thank you, Gary. GS Reptiles, again, on YouTube, and also follow him on Instagram. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by RGI. That's right, Rare Genetic Inc., the #1 company when it comes to turning in your skin sheds for those tests. You want to know what you got, morphs, all that good stuff. Nobody's cutting edge like Rare Genetic Inc., all right? So shout out to Ben, shout out to Sean. Follow them on Instagram. You can also get bundle deals with them as far as how many, how you get certain discounts on how many sheds you turn in at once, all right? You can find all this information at raregeneticsinc.com. And again, follow them on Instagram, their YouTube channel. They drop a video every Wednesday. All right. They're very informative and they keep you guys tapped in. Like I said, they're the best doing it in this field. And we're lucky to have them. So thank you, Ben. Thank you, Sean. Rare Genetic Inc. Again, find that. All this information is in the description below. And of course, last but not least, shout out to the chipper. All right. #1 substrate in the game. Everything behind me is perched over that chipper. That's right. And I get my chipper from COCO.com. Head over to COCO.com. All right. Whatever you decide to go with substrate wise, your entire order you get 24% off. How? Go to promo code and type in TRAPFAM24. All right. If you do that, you get 24% off the entire order. That's going to cover at least shipping. You know what I'm saying? So thank you again, the dude. And that's the COCO dude at COCO.com. All right. #1 chipper in the game. And thank you so much for all the love and support. Thank you to all my sponsors. You can find all the information, all the links, all the places to support my sponsors in the description below. And of course, don't forget Big E Top G. Big E.
What's up, fam?
Hey, I feel good to be back on a Monday night. I feel like I've been gone for a while.
Yeah, bro. People love me, but you're the star, dog.
You've been holding it down, bro. People love Big E, And again, shout out to one of the sponsors tonight. But Mark tells me how much you've evolved on the show. He's like, dude, Emilio's getting good. I don't think he saw your intro though.
Hey, my intros fucking suck.
Nah, dude, it's all good.
But like anything, practice makes perfect. So little by little, day by day, brick by brick.
Tell me if this looks better when you're solo. Versus this, right? Because this is how it used to.
Honestly, the smaller screen looks better. It's less pressure.
Yeah, less pressure.
Bro, you're like looking at yourself like, oh shit.
I know. It's crazy. Like StreamYard, I use StreamYard obviously, and they have this feature. They've had this feature for a while, and I will say, shout out to Joe, man. Shout out to JD. I think JD recommended this to me months ago, like a long time ago. He's like, MJ, he said something, and I was like, and I just did something to where I'm like, I don't have time to learn something new right now. And sure enough, shout to Adler, because then Adler's getting me ready for 2025. Shout out to the big homie Adler, and I told Adler, I'm like, some people feel a little bit too much when they're by themselves. I was like, how do we scale this back? And then he found out that there's a feature within StreamYard that allows to scale the screen back. So we did it. We're good. It's not gonna
today I'm looking at it and I'm like, bro, why does the screen look small?
Yeah. It's sick, right? It's better. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. I was looking at it like, what's going on? Yeah, something different. Yeah.
And JD, shout out to my boy JD. Sorry, I'm not a good listener. As we all know, I could be hard-headed when it comes to listening. So, but yeah, shout out to JD and shout out to you, man. What's going on? How was your weekend? Another weekend vended, huh?
Yeah. We vended in Lakeland. We did okay, man. That's not the busiest show. It's kind of a little rural when it comes to
Lakeland.
Lakeland, yeah, it's about 40 minutes from Orlando, 35 minutes from Tampa. It's like right in between. It's a small town, so
how'd it go?
I mean, hey, I can't complain, bro. We did well. Not my average per se, but blessed at the end of the day.
Yeah. And is this a normal, as far as who threw the show, is this a normal show that you attend?
Yeah. I've done this one now about 3 times.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what, and then before we get to tonight's guest, before we get to tonight's early birds in the chats, because it's early birds are popping. Shout out to everyone in the building, by the way. Mad love and respect. Get the likes up if you don't mind. But how are the maintenance, the babies that you've hatched out? I know you have quite the rack full of hatchlings right now. So how are you maintaining all that and all, with the show? Let's talk about that real quick.
Well, today I fed 115 hatchlings and
damn.
Yeah, it's where I'm hatching stuff every day, stuff shedding every day. And much like yourself, I don't leave work for later.
Yeah.
So today I got back, put animals back.
Yeah.
You know, fed animals that were here. You know, check to shed from the shed boxes. You know, set up babies. I mean, you know, work the rodents, bro. You know.
Yeah.
Did the damn thing. You know, social media, answered customers. You know, bro, this is the real deal. You know, just like you, man. We work all day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're peak thick in it right now as far as production. And, as far as raising everything up, which is good. You know, this is it. Super Bowl time. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Shout to the chats, man. You want to say hi to people in the chat?
Yeah, let's go, man.
All right. By the way, if you're in the chats tonight, drop a super chat if you think tonight's episode's worth of any super chat. Don't be shy, especially if you have a topic or an important question for tonight's guest. Let's go. Shout out to Kenneth Jordan, City Limit Exotics, Trap Talk Patreon member, Unit Family all day, every day. Sereno Pythons. I don't think I know them. You know them?
Nope.
All right. Shout out to Sereno Pythons. Thanks for tapping in. The homie Nick, Reptile Pueblo, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Is he Unit Fam or not yet?
No.
Okay. Soon to be. Piyush Patel in the building. What's up, Piyush? I haven't seen a minute, player. Manfredi, Morph Valley Reptiles, Unit Fam, Trap Talk Patreon member. Chris Cherry in the building. That's a sick name. Chris Cherry. Is that your last name?
Love. Thank you for the love.
That's hard. I like that. Okay, what's up, Trap Fam? I got to read this comment because his name's so sick. What's up, Trap Fam? MJ Emilio, what's good, guys? I appreciate that. Like on the last podcast with Dizzy, that guy. 100% breather for sure. What does that mean? Am I not reading this right?
Maybe he's saying 100% breeder. I don't know.
Anyways,
I'm taking it. Hey, I'm taking it as mad love. Mad love back, Chris.
Yeah,
thank you, man.
And if not, then please explain that if you don't mind. That way we're on the same page. No, but shout out to Chris Cherry. Celtic Reptiles, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Reptifari. What is good? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Unit Fam. Dwight the Pie Man. What's up, Dwight? What's up? Thanks for tapping in. PJ Creations, homie Eric. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. V-Unit Fam. Above all scales, the homie Shane. V-Unit Fam. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Pat Pagoda. Oh, wait. Why do I always feel like I'm saying this wrong?
Pagoda
City
Pythons.
Where's Pagoda at? Is that really a city? Just never heard of it. Either way, shout out to Pagoda City Pythons in the building. Matt B in the building. What's up, Matt? Thanks for tapping in. Krista in the building. Every Sunday night, you can find this girl killing it on the Trap Talk Reptile Network.
Superstar.
Girls Who Love Reptile podcast. The host, Krista of Neurophi Exotics. Please catch her every Sunday. She's killing it. Appreciate you, Krista. Trap Talk Patreon member, V-Unit Fam all day, every day. JC, Magic City Pythons, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. V-Unit Fam, what's good? AAA Reptiles, Greg, what's up? Greg, thanks for tapping in. V-Unit Fam. Hyperspace Reptiles, we have problems in the chats. Keep your pies in your rack. Do not expose them around this guy. He's going to come at you. What's up, chat? Thanks for tapping in. Colorfully Vulgar all day, every day. What's up, Dan? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Unit Fam. Noble Fam in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. And we're going to end things in style with Danny and Renee from Portuguese Pythons. One of my favorite couples out of SoCal who's been killing it last couple years, and they're just getting started. Shout out to the fam. All right, listen. You delegated this episode tonight. I don't know much of Travis. I almost had a hard time pronouncing Enigmatic, but I think I got it. Give us some game, bro. What do we have to look forward to tonight's podcast?
I've seen a lot of people jump on the paint bandwagon recently.
Okay.
This guy is all paint, and he's been paint. So,
big paint.
I'm gonna say it straight up. This guy is paint. He was doing this before it got popular. And guys, anyone out there with some questions about paint, hit that super chat.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to get deep about the whole paint project because that's definitely something, as much as people are jumping on that now, we don't talk enough about paint. So
yeah, he's also got some Magai going. I don't know much about that. And,
so what?
Magai?
Is that a morph?
Yeah, hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I want to learn about it tonight.
Here we go. Another fucking morph. Let's write it down.
I don't know anything
write it
about
down.
It.
What is it? The fucking kid from Jungle Book? What are you saying? Say the name again.
Magai. Mogwai.
Mowgli. Mowgli's the kid's name. Not Magai. Okay, listen, I'm not going to write that shit down. I'm just going to have the homie Travis fucking for the record come and say it because that's what matters is getting it from the source. No disrespect to me there, but I don't know about you. Let's bring Travis on. You ready?
Yeah, let's go, man.
All right, let's go. It's glad to be back on a Monday night. You guys are beautiful, but dude, do me a favor. Get the likes up. Again, we have Travis. I did it. Travis, Enigmatic, Reptiles coming at you right now. Episode 544. Let's go.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, God love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it.
And we're live, episode 544 with Travis. What's up, Travis? Thanks for tapping in, buddy.
What's going on, man? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Another day in paradise. Can't complain.
Yeah, man. Good to have you here, bro. Okay, so how many ball pythons you keep and what's behind you? I'm curious.
Yeah, I only got I have like 100 ball pythons total, but behind me I have a breeding trio, a 1.2 of Shinisaurus crocodilus.
Okay. Dang. I mean, that's quite the setup. And I know that's, man, I'd love to have something like that someday, but I would be so worried about the water. I'm just because, I don't know. I mean, how often do you have to change water like that? Like a normal tank, I'm assuming, right?
It's kind of less, actually, because I'm running a Fluval. So I'm treating it like an aquarium, basically. So I have an aquarium filter on it running up to 925 gallons an hour. So it's cycling over. It's about 90 gallons of water at the bottom. So it's cycling plenty. I'm doing a full clean out of the filter every like 2.5 months or so. And other than that, it's just gravel vac when necessary.
I want to keep my emeralds like that someday. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no,
I would do it.
Right.
That thing is fucking crazy.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's 6 feet long, 2 feet deep, 3 feet tall.
I would legit keep 3 females and 1 male in that fucking thing if I could. I swear to God.
Do it.
God, I know, but it takes room, buddy. We all know that. That's quite the space, and you know, I could think that's something. I don't know if I would want it in the house, but I want a reptile room big enough where I could have that. Because guess what? Where I live, Trav, and we're gonna get to where you live here in a minute. But where I live, I struggle with humidity, and then I know if I have that much water in a room, that's gonna help humidity no matter what. Correct? Because how much water that is.
It's not too bad. Like inside, it's running like an 85% humidity. I have the top half screen, so it's split. Not too bad, but yeah, it definitely adds to the room.
Damn. All right, well, let's get to it, man. Where are you from, Trav? I feel like you're really got some shit going for you. I'm very impressed as far as what I'm able to see in the last few days. But let's hear it from you, man. Where are you based out of? What's your bread and butter as far as like a species of reptiles that we're working with? Is it ball pythons? Let's get to all that.
Yeah, so I'm in the Corona Norco area, so not too far from you. I'm
Dude,
about
all right, cool.
Maybe 20 minutes or so from Danny and Renee.
Yeah, shout out to Danny and Renee.
Yeah, so I've always done more of the exotic species. I've always done the captive hatch import stuff or just importing everything from overseas. Right now, I got out of everything when I moved because I couldn't keep a room cold enough. I used to breed a whole lot of Europlatus. So when I moved, I sold everything off, kind of just took a year or two off. And then when I came back, I just got a bunch of ball pythons, and I'm slowly building up back to some of the rare stuff again.
Damn. So you're recently building everything as far as ball python stuff within the last 2 years, or how many years has it been?
No. So I started acquiring again in 2019. So before
cool.
the hype of COVID shit and.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're friends with Limey?
Yeah.
He does he call you Forrest Gump?
He calls me everything, man. If it's on that's the most PG.
You might want to look at that chat.
Dude, what? Is Limey in the building? That's funny.
Yeah.
Ask him why he asked us to spend the night at my house then.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, I mean, obviously with with the knowledge behind getting back into things, what route have you taken and what has stuck to you since you've gotten back in as far as ball python projects go?
Yeah, so, I mean, kind of going back much further than this, I mean, I was doing morph species back in 2009 to like 14. I was doing the leopard geckos, and I was importing African fat tails with Jeff Gilwood Sr.
Nice.
and Steve Sykes. So I was working a lot with them back in the day. And there's really kind of two parts of the industry. You're either doing morph chasing or you're doing species chasing. It's kind of, there's a little bit of in between, but for the most part, that's kind of where it's at. So when you're doing the morph stuff, the last thing I want to do is keep chasing my tail to be relevant.
Yeah.
So I pick something I like and then just keep it simple. Everybody likes to complicate it because it makes them feel special when they do something that's really not that hard, but they made it sound complicated. So when I got back in, I just wanted to get something I really am proud of and passionate about. And then the ball pythons was something, it's the paint and play, man. My name, Enigmatic Reptiles, came from, I was working with Dr. Greek. You've probably seen him at a lot of the reptile shows out by us. So he's the largest reptile vet in the area. And, we were talking, it's like every time you cut a clutch, it's an enigma. You don't know what's going to coming out. And so that kind of just Enigmatic Reptiles, because you just never know. When you're cutting these eggs on morphs, you don't know what's going to be in there.
Yeah.
So, for when it came to working with the ball pythons, I kind of picked a couple things I liked. I was always a big fan of True Ghost. And then I happened to find my way into paint because of Limey.
Damn, shout out to Limey, man. I haven't seen that dude in the chats in a minute. Good to have you back, Limey. But yeah, paint was the very first time I ever heard about paint. Had Limey's name attached to it, and that was probably 4 years ago. And then like I said, I've been hearing about paint for that long, and we're just now kind of coming to the surface with seeing paint hypo stuff, but still like nothing. We still haven't seen shit from paint yet. Nothing at all.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people are overshooting the market. Everyone's trying to do the triple quads, and I'm still hatching out a lot of single codons that have never been seen before.
But that's what makes this game so beautiful, because if you are just kind of staying in your lane, and what I mean by that, quit shooting for the fucking stars when you don't even have a foundation yet. It's kind of like building a house with no concrete. Like, how are you going to kind of, focus on something to stand on no foundation, and incomplete dominance are those foundations.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what you said is correct. There is so much to do with paint that you shouldn't be just dropping recessives into it so quickly.
Exactly. It's one of those things where the market trend says do triples. Everyone's doing triples. The problem is when everyone's doing triples, who wants all those hets? Everyone's making their own hets. There's no incentive to buy a het when you can make your own. And you're going to see a lot of that with paint this next year too. Everyone's buying all my males, buying all the males from everybody, and they're slamming it to every recessive. That's fine. There's going to be triple recessives everywhere, but no one's going to have visuals with other genes stacked on them.
And let's think about this, right? Like, there are definitely going to have to be some sort of incomplete dominance you are going to want to avoid. That, like you know what I mean? And that's something you might have to find out the hard way, putting it in a double recessive, which is going to set you all the way back, because now you waited this long to finally get an incomplete dominant that just doesn't look good. You know what I mean? Without figuring it out in a double or even in a single form yet. Yeah,
and it's happening a lot. Just from people's lack of understanding of what paint does and how it expresses with certain genes. I'll see people doing these pairings. I'm like, none of that's something I would even want to see. Or you're not going to see it. Because the thing with paint is if you use the wrong genes, you're going to shrink away more or less what the paint's expressing. So you're not going to see the granite sides. You're not going to see what the whole paint looks like because you're getting rid of it with the genes you're throwing in it. So they'll figure it out.
Oh, for sure.
Not going to get the right answer.
Here's the thing: everybody will figure it out. It's just a matter of when. and it's like how much time. And the thing about ball pythons, whatever, fucking say all you want, it's always a race, because and it just depends how you do the race, because it's a marathon first and foremost, right? And there's no end. Like, is there ever an end to this? No, we will never outlive ball pythons as far as the amount of different kind of opportunities we'll have with all the morphs. Like, you know, if you really think about it, this is just leading down, and now we have another one, fucking Mowgli or whatever the fuck we talked about. No disrespect, but holy shit, whenever I hear a new name, like, I'm at capacity, Trav, you know what I mean? And so it's hard to cram in another name, which we'll get to that. We're gonna table that. It's gonna be a good juicy topic. Yeah. But let's get back to as far as you know, the incomplete dominance you felt good about coming back into the game, investing into, like, and maybe ones that you're just now picking up. Let's kind of give some love to incomplete dominance right now.
Yeah. So when I first came back in, I mean, I was around when Matt was releasing the GHI. So I really just wanted to get some GHI, because back then I wasn't going to shell out 10 grand for it. So I just wanted to have it. I kind of started off more like novelty things that I wanted that back then I wasn't doing. So got into a lot of GHI stuff early on. I've always liked spot nose. I like that whole complex cypress. That, like, I think that complex, I think, is probably the most versatile complex, obviously avoiding the spider and all that, but I think that's some of the best ALS combos out there. But then other things like special, things like that are kind of where I was gravitating towards. I've always liked disco. I got disco way back. I think it was like 2011 in a trade.
Okay, pause real quick. What are you doing, or how do you even feel about disco as of right now?
I like disco a lot. I don't have any. It's one I talk with Danny and Renee all the time about it, because I want to get it again. But I think it's something that's definitely slept on. It's basically more or less a darker vanilla. And I love working vanilla, but with the disco, you're starting to be able to still keep the contrast. So if you want to go like a super disco with the ultramel, you're still going to get all that crazy color and the crazy pop, because you're bringing in all the contrast and the darks, but you still have that workable super form like a vanilla.
This shit's getting crazy, bro. I'm sorry, but this shit is getting crazy. And mind you, Emilio, I definitely want to talk about something tonight. I mean, it definitely probably could have been done off the show, but we're gonna fucking put it out there right now, because I just want to really stand on how what I mean about how crazy this is getting. Emilio knows, and I don't know if you heard of the gene that's been worked out there. Not a lot, Trav, but Zuwati. Have you heard of Zuwati gene?
Yeah, okay. I heard about it when Miguel was hyping it up a bit.
God bless. But mind you, right, definitely a gene that's been talked about for a handful of years. I've never seen any real examples out there. You know, you have like what you think is something, and I thought what I had was a Zuwati, and I bred it to something that was not going to confuse me much. And he was just a leopard. It was a leopard clown het DG, right? So the incomplete dominance, you should be able to see quite a bit of a difference. I mean, how many people hatch leopards out there? We all hatch leopards out there, right? So, and Amelia will back me up on this. So I get a clutch from her. And Amelia, were these leopards standard leopards in your eyes? Like the way these looked with the purple head and all that and everything?
No, man, they're special. The pattern is all jacked up, and the head pattern was altered.
And then, yeah, Bob even said one of them looked like a puzzle. Like it was like really making it that fucking crazy.
The stripes,
right? Right?
Yeah.
Right. And of course, like I get wind from somebody, like I'm getting really good impressions from people I'm showing behind the scenes. And then I do show somebody who's, you know, probably I would never really deny what they're telling me, because I respect what they tell me so much, but they told me like, I don't think there's Zuwati in that. And I'm like, how the fuck's that even a normal leopard? Right. Yeah. And then I find out, I think it was at Daytona or no, the Dallas show. A shout out to Nick from Renowned Reptiles, who also is low key working with Zuwati. And I showed him, I'm like, dude, look how crazy these are. And he told me there's no Zuwati in any of those fucking leopards. I'm gonna have to pull these snakes up, and I won't in a minute. But he told me there's zero Zuwati in any of those. And I'm like, how the fuck are the leopards looking like this? And apparently, and we all know that real 100%, because our, you know, hets do have an influence, but this influence was next level. Like Amelia was saying, the pattern on the head is everything different, but apparently there's no Zuwati in any of the snakes that I just made. Zero. And he's saying that not even the female I have is Zuwati. Like not even that female Zuwati. You know what I mean? And so then I go to the person who I originally get it from, and he's like, yeah, I can't even tell you if it's Zuwati either now.
Hey, that's ball pythons though, isn't it?
Fuck, bro. And listen, and I know I'm not the only one. I guarantee there's a lot of people who've gone through this type of shit for sure. I don't know if you have, Emilio, but holy shit, I've had this snake for 4 years. You know what I mean? And if it's just a fucking, but it's not a normal, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna have to maybe do a vlog on this because it's not a normal ball python.
Yeah.
And one thing, and maybe I don't know how.
All right, wait, hold on. What do your eyes tell you when you go in and you start looking at a bunch of Zuatis? What do your eyes tell you?
There is not a bunch of Zuatis out there. That's the
Okay,
problem.
but there has to be some that you could compare to.
I want to see Zuatis outside of Mojave. When you have it in the Bell Complex, I want to see it isolated. And I want to
exactly.
see it outside of Mojave.
Yeah, man.
All right, if anyone in the chat knows anybody who posts real Zuati shit on their IG page, please tell me their name, and we will clearly pull this shit up and address this right now. Because I got to tell you what, it comes down to this. I want to get that girl, the female, who was the dam of that clutch. I want to get her tested, but I don't know what to get her tested for.
You're getting a mixed message. You're getting a mixed message from me, from Bob, from the others. Anyone that's been breeding ball pythons for a long time knows that there can be variables or variability in the animals that we're hitting. If you breed an animal into a dark line, a light line, a busy line, a reduced line, you get different animals. That's a fact. So I still think you might have what you're looking at. Everyone has a different collection or different variability in their animals. So you got to go with what you see.
All right. Can I just show you guys real quick since we're talking about it? And then Travis, you give me your honest feedback on this. All right. Like, hey, I don't know if you can see the screen pretty well, but I'm going to pull this up real quick. And then anyone else, I would love your feedback in the comments as well. Do not be shy. Please share. But I mean, you tell me, does that look like a normal fucking leopard to you at all? No. Come on, dude.
And there's nothing else in the pairing?
I mean, okay, this is what I thought what was the pairing, right? So it's a leopard DG clown to a Zuati possible vanilla is what it was sold to me as.
Yeah. No, that's not just a leopard or vanilla, so there's something else going on in there.
Thank you, dude.
Pattern is fucking swirling. The eye stripes are different, if that's what we call them.
I'm just gonna show one more example, just so like I let you guys know that, because I have a handful of these. Okay, that's the thing. I have a handful of these, and I do want to just kind of like show you another example of it, and then we'll just move forward and get back to Travis. I'm not making this about me. I swear to God. I'm just literally trying to prove a point here as far as like how deep this shit's getting. You know what I mean? But like you said, it's part of the game, Trav, and I'm having fun figuring it out. But it is kind of like, please explain this. Like, that's not a fucking normal leopard, bro. I don't care what.
Look at the head on that one.
Yeah, and look at the head on that one, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I've been wanting to get this off my chest for a minute.
See, with this one, the pattern is a little less swirly, right?
But is there a leopard Zuati you could compare it to?
No.
Or a leopard like a known Zuati, or is everything hypothetical at that point?
I to be honest, I have not done enough like street pavement, like groundwork, like asking people. I've only talked to Nick, talked to Matt Byram. Matt Byram's for sure uncertain. He's like, I can't really help you. Nick's telling me a visual Zuati looks like a GHI, a super GHI is what he told me. Or no, he told me it looks like a GHI Mojave. It looks super. There's a line that goes all the way down the back, and the sides are completely washed out. Is what he told me. Visual Zuatis look like.
Well, I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Morph Jungle also has Zuati combos. We could message him later in the week.
Yeah. The problem is until you know it's actual Zuati, everything is Zuati. So
all right. Hey, someone wants to see the mom. Let me get the mom.
Like that's us every year, no matter what. Though something hatches out, and it's just not right.
Hey, I've never seen a leopard with that head ever.
No, I mean not a straight leopard. No.
Nope.
I hope you guys could. All right, let me see. Hold on.
That's not a normal.
Definitely not a normal. Okay.
Look at the pattern on that.
Yeah, it's definitely not a normal.
I mean, that looks Arroyo. Does Zuati, is it kind of like Arroyo? Kind of those
you'd have to explain what Arroyo is.
I've never really messed with Arroyo myself.
Yeah, so Arroyo kind of has that same pattern where it's like the belly up, and then it never actually crests the dorsal, but there's no alien heads, like no eyes in the aliens. But I don't even know what straight Zuati is supposed to look like, honestly.
Yeah, me neither. I really don't know enough. All I know is that those Leos are special.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm not tripping then. That's all we got. What I see, you guys see, right? This is not a normal leopard, and obviously I'm not selling any of these. Obviously, I need to figure this shit out because they're also 100% double het DG clown.
Yeah.
So Will just said something that I saw as well. He said that that what you just pulled out reminds him of the old Harlequin stuff.
Yeah, like the Arroyo.
Yeah.
Who's Harley Quinn? Is that a person or what's?
No,
that's a gene. That's a gene from back in the day.
Yeah.
God bless. Either way,
again, we got to figure out this Zuati thing eventually.
And
again, we could message Justin Weinrich as well. He has some Zuati combos.
Good idea. We need a Zuati episode.
Yeah.
Got to get down to the bottom of this, okay? But anyways, I didn't mean to turn this into a whole segment for your episode here. I'm just trying to let people know that there are definitely you got to put in your time here, and this is why I respect people who hit home runs in this fucking industry because, dude, they've whatever I'm talking about, multiple people have gone through this shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just why it makes me respect people who put in their time even more now. You know, it's exciting, but it's also holy shit, what do I have? What am I doing with this? You know?
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of that is a lot of our IDs are theoretical, and then the phenotypic variability, the same morph could look 10 different ways, and then 10 times down the line, you're not even looking at the same sort of thing. Although we don't really do polygenic stuff like any of the faster reproducing species, like a lot of lizards.
Yeah,
it still happens. You know, people are selected, like the paint and sentinel. That's a great example.
Yeah,
they're the same. They do work together, but they don't interact the same with every gene.
Okay, so here we go. Another great topic I want to get into. And Emilio, feel free to jump in. Obviously, if there's an important topic, I'm not trying to take over, but I got to say that Paint and Sentinel, right? I always felt favored towards Paint Sentinel. I only liked it because of Khalil at one point, and now Khalil is ventured elsewhere. So now I really don't like the name Sentinel. But how do you manage the multiple name thing? You know, especially if it's a unworked, untapped project. Here we have people jumping ship. As far as whatever they're into, they're getting on Paint's bandwagon now. But here we have multiple names for the same gene. How do you work around stuff like that, Travs?
So I think Paint Sentinel is the easier one because the market as a whole just decided Paint was the way to go. You'll see people that'll tag it double so it'll show up on Sentinel, but it's also on Paint. There's a couple people who almost exclusively work Sentinel, and they do have a different phenotype. They do look different. They do interact different. But as a whole, I don't see the need to have two instead of it being more like somebody else's line. I much prefer having it be the same name but somebody else's line. Because if someone spent the time, let's just say Emilio wants to spend 7 generations working a project, even if it's still a stranger. If his looks different and reproduces different, then kudos should be given.
Right.
But just popping up to have the new thing and then call it something else, that's just people trying to play the market. How many of those hurricanes are actually hurricanes, or those confusions are actually confusions? It's Justin said it's confusion. The price went up on confusion. Well, yeah, my static's confusion too.
Shout to both Toms. Rest in peace. Is it Harbin? Tom Harbin, rest in peace. But then there's Tom Barnhart is the one that has that black pastel line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's 10 times more easier going that route versus making it a whole nother name. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, his did shed test different. I don't know to what extent that actually
did that. Okay, now that changes things a little bit.
Yeah. So I don't know how different, but it does shed test different.
Wow, that's weird. I've heard his line of black pastel for a long time, and this whole time it's a different. It's not a black pastel.
But it's black pastel, but it's just a different. Somewhere along the line is different genetics. I'm not a geneticist.
Are you talking about an orange? We're not talking orange goes hypo because that's just a line, right? So that's not the same thing, right? We're talking shed testing differently here.
Yeah. So my understanding is that shed tests different, but it does still work the same. So it's still in the same complex.
Huh.
So the chocolate raven, all that stuff. From my understanding, also Wookie is not the same as chocolate. So,
yes. Thank you. I know.
So,
hey, Travis, I know. Trust me. This guy right here, this fucking guy right here. This fucking guy, man, I can tell you, he's after my Wookie chocolate shit. Because I got some Wookie chocolate stuff I'm looking forward to, and he's telling me not to do it. And I'm like, bro,
what are you talking about?
Not physically, mentally. I'm in your head, bro. I know what you're telling me.
When did I tell you not to do something?
That's like a marriage. You got in trouble. You need to say it.
I finally got a chocolate. I'm happy.
Wow, who'd you get a chocolate? Oh, wait. Oh, that's the one that is Het Exantic Ghost.
Exantic. Well, True Ghost DG.
Oh, you got DG in it. I got that working in my True Ghost. I got chocolate in my True Ghost stuff, not the DG side.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I hatched a clutch where I got a pastel chocolate Exantic, and I'm shed testing it. It could be het for hypo and DG and pine as well. But
guys out there, work with whatever you want.
Yeah.
I'll probably have chocolate, Wookie, and Raven. I don't care.
Dude, dude, I almost okay. So last week, obviously, I was out because I was healing from my knee surgery, but I was in my room listening to the episode, and I've never heard a fucking Raven from like no guest has actually came on and said like, oh, I keep Raven and all this shit. I would always only hear it from Emilio because he would talk about comparisons, right? And I was like, who the gives like in my head, respectfully, I was like, who gives a fuck about Raven? Like, I haven't heard one person. And then the homie Busy comes on. He was telling me how he really fucks with Raven. And I was like, dude, wow. And I almost wanted to come on and like say, hey, bro, I've been going hard on Raven, but I'm sorry. And I didn't know there was actually someone fucking cool working with it. But honestly, I don't think it stands a chance. Dennis, all due respect, loved your episode, but I would figure it out. Raven's not going to stick around. I'll tell you that right now.
It's going to be hard because you're talking about the Bells pumping out thousands of chocolates a year. You're not going to compete with that with Raven.
No way. Nope.
I mean, just off volume alone, you're never going to get there.
But okay, but where do we stand with this, guys? We're talking about 3 morphs here that I guess, Emilio, let's be honest. If we were all kind of take a vote around the whole entire hobby, and as far as do they look comparable? Yes, I guess they do look comparable, but the shed tests say differently, right? So what does that mean? It continues to be worked like a different gene, right? There's no combining them because of those test results, correct?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down. Is what it comes down to?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And if that's the case, Ravens doesn't stand zero chance. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, they make beautiful animals at the end of the day. It works like both chocolate and Wookie. I mean, whoever's working it out there, they know that it is third on the list when you compare the 3.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
we're not saying nothing that isn't reality.
I'm getting my balls fucking kicked tomorrow by Mark. I guess Mark has Raven.
Poking the wrong bear, man.
Hey, Mark, yeah, I know you're listening, buddy. You never mentioned it, not even once. But if that's the case, here's the thing. I do want to give respect to something that deserves, like, if there's an example of Raven showing like the way I think Wookie's different than chocolate, if we can see something like that with Raven, I would definitely give it its flowers and be like, the same way I treat chocolate and Wookie, I'll throw Raven in there and be like, all right, Raven has its own thing. I just haven't seen it yet. So I do want to kind of go less hard on Raven right now. Just show me something, please. Show me a sick-ass Raven, Mark Bailey, please. Was
anybody working Raven harder than Freedom Breeder? Or was that like the predominant person?
Ben Cole was the originator, supposedly.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a name.
I've never seen Freedom Breeder pumping them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know. So it's like I want to agree with this comment, but I don't, because asphalt and gravel, mind you, like they are completely different when it comes to like super forms in solo. Like you could tell, like, and I know this because I'm a big Dark fan, and I got into Highway first, and then after following Billy from Mutation Creation, I fell in love with Freeway, and I was like, dude, look at the Freeway stuff because it's darker, and dude, that's like night and day right there. Even though they go great together, you can make pavements and whatnot. I'm sorry, one always outpowers the other, and they're different for sure. I think asphalt and gravel are on its own playing field for sure, but they work great together too. That's what you got to understand, right? Because obviously there's pavements because it looks different. What's the deal with putting chocolate to Wookie, or even super Wookie to a super chocolate? What are we really getting from results like that?
The Alila combo that looks just like the super.
But which is it looking more like the chocolate super or more like the Wookie?
They're the same.
What do you mean it's the same? It's a wash? Really?
Yeah, kind of look similar enough where you're not going to really be able to distinguish it.
Oh, damn. Now,
that's what I've been saying.
All All right. Well, there you have it, man. Pretty fucking complicated. Ball python's easy, but not that easy. That's all I got to say.
Hey, back to paint real quick before we go to Magai and other topics.
Magai.
Did I say that correctly?
I don't
Yeah,
who knows. Okay. sorry.
Magai.
And I'm not the one that created it, by the way.
That's a crazy ass fucking name, by the
I
way.
like the name, but I think Mowgli would be better. I'm just saying. But anyway.
I wasn't able to say something I wanted to say about the comment you made that people are going for the triples and all this. Everyone seems to be swinging for home runs. Bro, you got to hit doubles and triples, man. Yeah. And not doubles and triples in the recessive game per se. What I mean is, like Jeremy hit an OD paint. That shit is fucking badass.
He's on base.
Yo, that shit is badass. Now you start adding stuff to that. You could add yellow belly and you have a phenomenal animal. Then you could add a recessive.
Yep.
Or two, you know? But think about what that OD paint plus yellow belly is going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they look good. OD yellow belly paints do look good.
Oh, they have been made?
Oh, yeah. Just keep pastel. Okay. A lot of them have pastel, but it's been made, yeah.
Okay, because the animal that Jeremy hit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a go for paint. So is Red Stripe. They work well. But kind of staying on like what you were saying, a lot of people are listening to these Patreons and stuff, and it's great. There's a lot of great information. But what people fail to understand is the scale of operation. So if you decide you want to work a triple, do you have the means of sustaining your business to survive that 10-year journey with byproduct that's not going to really be bringing in much to offset your cost? Dude, so a lot of people are swinging for the fences and they don't have anything to build with. And so I'm watching it. It's good advice if you understand how to run your business. And that's why people like Miguel, people with good mindset, a business mindset, understand how to work these projects, or at least business as a whole, where it's easy to acquire these animals and breed them and say, in 10 years, I'll make this. Well, if you do in 10 years, you're not fucking selling it. You're going to keep it. So how much money did you make off of all that whole time? And was it enough to keep your business afloat or be relevant enough to sell it when you do make it?
Yeah. I want to say like I feel like Miguel's such a different beast because it's dangerous to come in the way he did. Like, it's not like because he got enough hate because the way it looked. But the thing is, the bar never stopped being raised year after year when this guy really decided to choose like his investment projects. But the timing came in perfect with Miguel because by the time he was investing in the next level shit, the shit that he was producing was right behind it, you know. But mind you, look at all the YouTube shit he did. Like, he put in so much work other than what a lot of these fucking lazy 2020 bums are doing, just posting pictures. No, this guy was traveling, fucking doing collabs with fucking FaZe Clan. Like, bro, this guy, he did way more than most. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, as much as people want to look, there's not. I don't know if there ever will be another Miguel. Like, as far as Mexicans go, I don't know. I mean, that guy, he holds it down for Latinos. I'll tell you that much. But I got to tell you, like, it's kind of like, you know, gambling's not for everybody, right? And no matter how you look at it, what Miguel did was gambling. That was fucking like, because the timing could have not worked out so good. You know, COVID could have came sooner. Think about that. What if COVID came in the middle of him growing shit? You know what I mean? So, which could have been probably good because we all know anyone selling snakes in COVID was killing it, right? Which,
well, not if he was growing, he would have 4 times the cost to be where he's at. He'd be half this size at best. He came in at a good time.
Speaking of COVID, you just popped something I saw today. So you get these posts from people that they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this snake is still here." Bro, they are trying to price animals like if it was 2021.
Yep.
Bro, get your head out of the clouds.
Yeah, it's not even just how much the animal's worth, but like people fail to realize how bad people are hurting.
Yeah.
Like it actually is a struggle out there. And you got this snake that you're throwing some monopoly money price on it. You're like, it's worth $5,000. Maybe to you, and you can hold it at $5,000, but I'll pay $2,000.
The lack of research going into pricing, the lack of even fucking just knowing what you're IDing. Let's talk about IDing, okay? Motherfuckers aren't even IDing their shit right. Like, and I'm talking like, I'm calling some people claiming they're shed testing when they're not. because I'm seeing some shit that's saying that it's this, and I'm staring at the snake, and I'm like, how is it that? And I almost want to ask the person, show me the shed test, you know, which I feel like guys, like, don't believe every motherfucker out there. I'll tell you that right now. Like, obviously shed testing comes with some sort of receipt, and it might come down to it, but don't trust motherfuckers' words out there. Because what I'm seeing, bro, I see a bunch of laziness as far as motherfuckers pretending like they're testing stuff, but they're not. And I'm calling that out right now for sure. I won't say names. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it cordial right now. But dude, I'm paying attention to that shit. I'm telling you right now.
And I think it's a more complex situation than that anyway, because even if you are shed testing, the receipt doesn't have the picture of my animal.
Yep.
So,
yeah. What were you testing? Yeah. That's funny you said that, because obviously you know about NITO testing and shit like that. And I said something on a Tuesday night, all in the tree Tuesdays. I'm like, bro, have the motherfucker video him. Don't just say, give me a NITO test and get the paperwork. I mean, what, he swabbed the floor? Like, he could be swabbing fucking anything. And mind you, I only know this because I've done videos for people. I put a vlog out on how I NITO test, but dude, it's like nowadays you got to ask for those receipts, bro. And a video is considered a receipt.
All right, so anyone out there that's new in the game, coming up, do not hurt your reputation over wishful thinking.
Thomas, tell us more. What does that
wishful thinking? The term I'm using, wishful thinking, is when you see an animal and you, in your mind, you're like, it has to have hurricane, it has to have black pastel. Listen, if you can't find any pictures on the net that tell you, yo, that animal has said gene, if you can't see any evidence, right? Sorry, man, you're gonna have to put POS on it, or you're gonna have to test it.
Yeah.
Because guys, don't lose your reputation over wishful thinking. We've all been there. Okay.
And it goes both ways too.
Yeah.
So as a customer, just because they say it's there, do your due diligence to make sure you actually believe it's there to the point you're willing to pay for that gene.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because Emilio's so right, dude. Why, especially when it's all about competition right now, and there's other people who aren't fucking up like that, right? So why are you going to do something as dumb as that to put any kind of like blemishes on your resume? Because this is all a resume here, what we're doing. People, when you post shit and you fuck up, you may be fine now, but what if months goes by and someone's starting to look deep into your shit and they go, what's like, this was like fucking clown. He's not even IDing his shit right. Or like whatever, like people don't forget. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's deeper than that, because
back
in the days when I was doing my stuff, there's people that I did very little ball python work with back in the day. Major League Reptiles, Brent Rustich. He used to bring in all sorts of stuff, and he'd bring them to my facility, and we'd go through them, and he'd let me pick some. And we came up with some genes, this, that, and the other. And just from the limited amount of ball python work I had, when I got back into 2019, there were people that were like, bro, I sold you something in 2010. I'm like, what? How do you remember my name?
Yeah.
So what you do now, it is a small world. The community is small, and good news travels slow and bad news travels fast. So as soon as you fuck up, it's worldwide.
And want to know what's real in this game? Karma, bro, for sure. I'm telling you, listen, believe what you want to believe in, whatever religion, I don't know. But I got to tell you one thing. The dots I connect, you do good by these animals, you do good by the people, good things will come your way for sure. You will find your place in this hobby if you do things by taking care of your animals and taking care of the people. That's it. I'm telling, because mind you, the longer you're in this game, the more people you meet. And I'm talking the amazing people. Me and Emilio talk about all the time. We love the reptiles, but we've met some amazing fucking people in this game. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to know that you're not even too far from me, Travis. Like you're like a couple hours away. I had no idea. Normally, Emilio only brings on Florida people and fucking, all the South killers over there. But no, this is, I'm telling you right now, man, I love this. I don't know what your past was before getting heavily into reptiles, Travis, but I love this reptile shit. Like I don't know what other life than this life right now.
Yeah. So prior to all this, I was Marine Corps, did all that.
Oh, respect. Thank you for your service.
Appreciate it. So did all that. Then it's just been a long road of doing other things to get to the point where I'm at. Very long story short. I do ultrasounds now at a Category 1 hospital, and I got that to fight the healthcare system because I try to help veterans stop starting shotguns, trying to help reduce the amount of veteran suicides committed a day.
Wow.
into healthcare to try to fight the system because you can't win it from within. So get the knowledge, the education, and then just go peddle it the way you can to best try to help a community. And that's, I mean, full circle, that's how I met Limey. I had no idea he had anything to do with paint, didn't even care about paint. I didn't care about ball pythons a whole lot. I saw him posting a lot of stuff in support of veterans, in support of the mental side of it. Because the hardest part about that is we're all alphas, and then you tell them you're broken, you're like, nah, I'm not broken.
Okay, I gotta ask you. So you met this guy Limey before, right?
Yeah, Limey and I talked.
Is he a black dude or not?
I won't answer anything like that,
bro. Come on, I need to know. I need to know if this is for real. No. You and Lenny are killing me right now, bro. Like,
this guy lives in a world of mystique, and I can't be the one that fucks it up.
Fucking Limey.
Yeah, hey. So yeah, someone posted a picture and they said it was him.
Yeah,
and everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, we'll just say he's a Manchester United fan, so that may or may not help you decide that. I mean, he's got a poor taste in professional sports, but it might tell you a little about where he's from.
What shows do I need to show up to have an opportunity to possibly see this guy in person? Give me some sort of breadcrumb or like trail here at least, also, Travis.
He said he's a midget.
Going, he's not going.
Say what?
He said he's a midget.
No, Emilio, stop. I'm trying to hear Travis. What?
I said if there's a YouTuber going, he won't be there.
Don't tell him. You don't have to tell. Why do you have to tell him I'm even going? Don't tell him. I won't mention it.
So if it's a show that you're seeing posted on stories, don't go. He won't be there.
He's a midget. Damn, bro.
I mean, we're talking about, other things, not inside the pants, bro.
Hey, shout out to all the little people out there. I fuck with little people, and if you really are like me, that's cool, man. It'd be cool to have my first little person on the show, but we could get to that later. But yeah, man. Okay, but let's kind of talk about as far as like inspiration in the game. All right. I forget what guest Emilio we had on, and it was a female. Well, who was it? She was like, I don't have no inspiration. She's like, I don't.
Inky.
Yeah.
Tom, wasn't it Tommy?
Tommy.
Yeah. So anyways, but let's hear from you. Obviously you've been in the game, a decade ago, and I know some names that are still around to this day. Any inspirations as far as in the ball python game goes for you, or like anyone who kind of like gave you a good stepping stone to where you're at today that you could mention?
So for me, ball pythons, absolutely nobody. It's industry easy enough. Species is easy enough. Now,
nice.
I respect business-wise. So you look at the mindset of Bob, of Canova, of people like that. You got Limey. You got people who understand the game and work it. But the species is stupid simple. So that at that point, it's you're respecting someone's vision. Like, how do you understand the genes work together? So I respect that, but I don't need your help hatching eggs. It's ball pythons. So taking it to species that that I've had a lot of help with, Jordan Russell. He's also
shout out to Jordan Russell, man. That guy's a G, bro.
Yeah, him and I mean,
that guy's a G.
A lot back in the days. Dennis McNamara, someone like him, a lot.
D-Mac.
Yeah, so people like where it's a species like this, you're talking about less than 1,000 in the world, and you've got 3 of them. Who do you ask for help? Wow.
Yeah.
You look on the internet and I get 10 different answers, and then you hit up Dennis and he's like, bro, I breed those at the zoo. This is what I do.
Right.
And to me, it's the people I would consider like mentors or people who are multi-species versed, where even like Will Morose, him and I have been talking a lot about different species and stuff because he's tapping into all that. He's educating me on stuff. I'm kind of telling him tips and stuff I did back in the day.
Right.
So on ball python game, I'll talk with people about kind of their vision and trying to understand how genetics work, especially if they're working with them and I'm not. But for the most part, people I look up to are people who can manage multi-species collections effectively, because that's not easy.
Amen, brother. Amen. But also, like, it's encouraged don't you encourage for anyone who's like getting their success in ball pythons and maybe has like a little bit of room to like learn about a different species? Like, don't you think that just brings everything closer together as far as even just working with ball pythons? I know Emilio's feeling that itch, obviously, but and I don't mean you have to go drastically like into other things, but you got to understand the reptiles. Like, I love ball pythons, but there are way cooler shit out there, man. Like I'm talking about stuff that it just isn't attached to money. And no offense, but ball pythons, it's all about money to me, man. It means nothing else but about money. That's it.
Yeah, every morph species boils down to money because no one wants a rack full of normals. Reality. There's still a great species to have and work with, but no one wants a rack of normals. So when I'm looking at like new breeders and they ask for, what species should I work with? To me, it comes down to how willing are you to forfeit the money to learn? And it's not on the animal's expense, because as you've experienced with your animals, setting this up, stupid expensive. But once it's running, it's easy. So the animals don't want to die. You just have to be willing to fork out the money to do it the right way. So almost any species you want to work with, it's manageable as long as you're willing to spend the money necessary for it. So then do you want another tub species? Do you want something you could keep next to your ball python? Or are you asking for something you could put in a setup in your living room and people come in and go, what the hell is that? So it's the animal should never come before the research on the build and the husbandry. And that's, you know, tongue in cheek, everybody says that, but the real understanding of the husbandry. Because it's easy to get a green tree python, and I know you've been pushing it a lot. I had some Jayapura back way in the days. Nice. Just field collected stuff that I traded some fat tails for. And cool. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, green trees are easy to keep if you set them up right.
Bro, that's the thing. I love that you mentioned that up, because I wanted to say, Travis, that like the transition from keeping ball pythons to green tree pythons is exactly the same, if not easier. Okay, I'm talking about the keeping aspect. I'm talking less maintenance with the chondro. And mind you, if your humidity is good and you don't need to spray a lot, like it could be a fucking like set it and forget it type snake. Give it fresh water. They don't like to be held. You can leave it alone and just enjoy it, right? But once you cross over, this is what makes you respect reptiles like a green tree python, because right when this is how you figure out if you're even keeping it right. Because mind you, a chondro could live under some pretty fucked up conditions. Like there's a threshold, obviously, but once you breed that thing, how it breeds first and foremost, and if it gives you viable eggs, that's how you know if your husbandry is on point. But that's what makes you think as a keeper, because if ball pythons you could put on newspaper, you could give it a fucking cardboard, you could put it in a tub with a piece of cardboard, fresh water, fucking forget it, set it and forget it, you're getting eggs, dude. Like it's super easy. You know what I mean? And go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying exactly. Like you nailed it. It's if you're willing to set it up right, a lot of these species don't want to freaking die. There are some, like if you try to keep Paradora Masobi, those are fun.
What's the common name for that?
Like I know we always call them night stalker geckos. I don't remember the common name, but badass. You'll probably never see very many ever available. I always had to import them from Germany, but they want to die. It seems like doesn't matter what you do. But for the most part, everything you get, if you set it up right, you do your due diligence to make sure they have what they need, and you learn to read the animal when they're saying it's too hot, too cold, whatever. Look at shed cycles, whatever you may have for the species. They're not hard to keep. You know, all these various species. The problem is, like a lot of these imports and wild caughts you see are just looked past because they're not pretty. It's not a morph. But man, there's some badass species that people just walk by at a table because it's $25. Yeah. But once they can't import that anymore, that's going to be a $3,000 lizard that you just can't get. It's going to happen with monkey tails. Wait till the monkey tail skinks can't be imported and people will realize one baby a year, if that. They're going to go through the roof if you can't ever import those.
Let's mention the benefits of people losing their shit and selling their collections in the ball python games, because if you guys have noticed with the last years, people are fucking starting to get crazy over other species. Other species are starting to pick up. Drimacon, Chondros, okay? So, dude, Chondro game is blowing up right now. Like, I'm getting every day there's a new person in my DM, all right? And I like to share a lot, but it's just too much to share at this point. Every day there's somebody telling me how happy they are to get their new chondro and where do they go from there. You know what I mean? Which is great to see. But, dude, times are changing a bit because of the drastic change in the ball python market, which will obviously level back out, and it already is. Like I see a change, but I think that, you know, with bad always comes good and vice versa, right?
Yeah, and you know, I think definitely people like you and others who are pushing it, like we just talked about, once you get rid of the facade of it being impossible to keep, people are willing to gamble with it.
Dude, the biggest thing, Travis, is they're so mean. Well, yeah, if you fucking keep it under a 90 fucking degree basking light, like I challenge anybody out there who has an aggressive green tree python, hey, turn the temps down a little bit. I swear to God, bring it down to 82. Or if you're not breeding it, bring it down to 82 and watch how it changes. I promise you. I challenge so many people out there, but it's all about knowing your animal, right, Travis?
100%. 100%.
And mind you, I kept chondros hot. I had a bunch of pissed off chondros. So everything I say is coming from experience. Like, and I noticed the change, you know, that, you know, I think even this year, I finally realized how cool attempts these chondros prefer it versus what I used to do. And I'm on my 7th year keeping them.
Yeah, 100%.
let me add to this.
I'm gonna use the restroom. I can hear you.
The trap Patreon really we push a lot of species, right? The V unit subscription is also, it's very ball python driven, right? It's mostly ball pythons, but we are also promoting other species.
Yeah,
I think you become a better keeper when you have more species, when you more experience under your belt.
Yeah.
It's a better understanding of the whole reptile industry, and I feel like going forward, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna promote the whole reptile industry because we need everybody to be successful and to fight impending legislation, to just grow the market overall. It's just not, yes, ball pythons are in the driver's seat, but I feel like everything else is very important as well, and it could get better.
Absolutely. And I also would, to push people or encourage them, when you're saying you want to get multi-species, look at something that's not at the show. Look for stuff that's not just going to be cresteds, lychees. Like, look for something that's actually a different species and start working that to bring that to the show. And so you can actually end up having, like, so it's different for you. You're in Florida. But when you're out here in Pomona, we have a pretty diverse group of species out here. And I think us, maybe second only to you guys in Florida, all the other shows, it's a lot of the similar sort of species that you don't get to see. Like for you, you're spoiled, we're relatively spoiled at the super shows of what species you actually get to see. But a lot of places, they don't get to see all that. And so when they say they want to work multiple species, it's just what the gecko guy over there is doing.
I really liked what I saw at Daytona. I'll tell you that much. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't as ball python. Like, it was heavy ball python, but I even picked stuff up. Like, I was happy with what I saw there. I had a good time.
Yeah, no, I would love, like, back in the day, I had Robin came to my house and I had a patent pending for, I made a hood for on top of a Exoterra enclosure so I could bring Europlatus to shows. I was able to get my single Exoterra down to the low 70s with the hood. And so I was going to bring them all to the show so I had all the Fantasticus, Peichmana, Lineatus, all of that stuff. And I mean, I wanted to be able to bring these species that you never see at shows. And if you see a Europlatus at a show and it's not for pickup, that thing's going to look sickly by the end of the day. It is not going to do well there. And so I always wanted to have it so I could have my animals on full display, full health, colored up, looking nice. But it's hard to work with species like that and then sell it to somebody, and it's not a species you really out of whim on a show get. You really have to understand it. But that's where the education, that's where you get the conflict with a lot of these different species, is a lot of reptile sales we currently peddle in is impulse. It's pretty, I want it, I sold it, I bought it, however you want to say it. Well, now you add in a species that's not, you can't go to Triple L to pick up every single thing you need for the cage. They need something special. Well, now that thing's dead before you're getting a text, a call, or whatever a week later, like, hey, it didn't make it. What the hell?
Yeah, but listen, it's kind of crazy because definitely hypocritical because I always preach, take your time, slow down, and I didn't do any of those stuff. Like, I jumped into shit, and I learned a lot because of the shit that I went through. Like, mind you, jumping into imports. Once I found out you could get almost any fucking snake across the country to your doorstep, and I took advantage of that. What do you think started happening? I got way in over my head, bro. Like, and I had nothing but people telling me you should probably just like find maybe a couple of species and like dial in that. And bro, I think my second year I had like over 12 species. And then by the third year, I was close to 20. You know what I mean? And then it was this, and once the retics got big, that's when everything was fucked. Because then I was like, I was doing okay until the retics got big. And then everything was fucked after that. And it was also like a rude awakening, right? Because you do learn a lot. Here's the thing. A lot of people, no matter how many motherfuckers want to try to twist a narrative out there when I post stuff, but I'm very transparent with what happens here. I don't care how many times I fuck up. I will show somebody what's happening, right? But mind you, there's so much knowledge behind failing in this. Like when you see something and you're that close, because I don't care who you are, there's no perfect breeder out there. Nobody has a perfect record. Even in ball pythons, there's retained eggs. There's things that could go bad. I've had females, and not a lot, but I think I've had 2 females that died when I was trying to breed ball pythons, mind you, too. And I was like, that's weird. Like, so there's no perfect fucking animal. Like, there's no perfect way of breeding, right? Yeah. and I don't even know where I was going with this. Holy shit, my mind just went right.
What? Let me add something to this. You start to see,
damn it,
people that have bred ball pythons a long time. We're spoiled.
It's easy. It's lazy. It's lazy work.
There are animals that you really have to learn, and there's animals you have to raise a lot longer, and you can't cheat. You can't overfeed. You can't. There's no way around it. You have to do the time. And people are so they're so impatient. We always talk about people being impatient.
Yeah, that's me. I'm impatient.
But bro.
You learn
they're not willing to raise an animal for 5 or 6 years.
Yep.
Listen, being impatient will only make things harder for you because guess what? You're going to have to start over again. Like that's what happens, right? But then there should be a time and place where you learn to be patient. I finally found something on this earth that taught me a little bit of patience. I'm not there yet. Trust me. I want to get better. But bro, if you really want to be successful in this, patience has to be your best friend. If you do not understand patience and just let things go and let it happen when it happens, you're going to have a difficult fucking time. And I'll tell you what, especially if you're being Mr. Let me work with fucking 14, 15 different species and I want to breed all of them and be successful at that within my first 5 years. And that was my pipe dream. I had my head in the gutters. Nobody was telling me to do that. I was telling myself I wanted that. But I adjusted and I learned quickly because once it became not fun, that's when I was like, what am I doing? Like I shouldn't have to be like scared to go to my room because I think something's loose. You know what I mean? Like I should be like a lot more dialed in. And obviously, right, Travis and Emilio, you would agree. It's all who you hang yourself. You are who you hang around with. And what I mean by that, I was seeing some motherfuckers like Gary Scavino, Marshall Mendez, Miguel, Justin, some guys who are really dialed in with their shit. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, I need to be fucking dialed in. And so, I had to learn and I had to let stuff go. I immediately started backtracking and only keeping species that I really, really wanted to work with. But sometimes it's like learning how to swim as long as you have supervision. Sometimes it's best just to jump in. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but be prepared, right, Travis? Like be prepared to get kicked in the fucking balls.
Yeah, no. I mean, when I was doing reptiles full time, I was producing roughly 50 different species at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of work. And back then, I mean, I was on fauna, I was on king snake, I was on whatever you could to try to get information and everything like that. And then you always had to worry about was the information valid or not. People would intentionally tell you stuff wrong just to set you back 2-3 years. So it's always been a kind of a, once you find good people, going to what you said, once you find good people, just stay solid to them. That's
that gatekeeper mentality, that shit still exists, bro.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I've had so many people that have never successfully bred these give me some bum scoop.
Hey, time out, guys. I'm going to be real about gatekeeping, though. You got to gatekeep some people. Let's keep it 100. I don't give a fuck what you say. And I'm only learning this from the bigger motherfuckers doing it in ball python game. They don't sell to everybody. Hell no. There comes a time and place where the competition wants your shit and do you sell it to them? Bro, I'm seeing a lot of them do not sell to each other.
So I'm not
just telling you what I'm seeing over here.
But what I mean is overall information.
Yeah, information
to promote your species.
Yeah. So when
guys rather to keep the price high, they rather not teach people to promote their species and make it better and more popular overall.
Well, I think a lot of it is, think of it like today in the podcast. You could be a breeder for 2 years and have a podcast. A lot of things happen with these rare species. They kept it and it didn't die. So then they tell you how to keep it. They're like, well, what's your production been like? What's this been like? How long have you had it? How have you raised the babies? Oh, I haven't done that yet. It's all garbage.
Bro,
all you have to kill it. That's not much of an accomplishment to me.
How do you feel about a ball python podcast turn into a reptile network trying to teach people about species that the person who owns that podcast has no experience about? That's what fucking shocks the shit out of me. That right there, fucking confusing, bro. You want to talk about like misleading information? Beware, people. Please beware out there and do your homework.
But think of it this way: if every show you did was just you saying all the information is fact, then there'd be a lot of question. But you're bringing in people who are the subject matter experts because your platform, you're able to bring all these people in and put out good information. So through networking and the community you've developed, you're able to push good information.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Travis.
Someone just did it all on their own, and you're going to try to take it for granted because they own them, they keep them, whatever. It's, but even as far as you're saying like gatekeeping, I think you were talking more about like blacklisting. I absolutely blacklist people. I'm not going to hide it.
I like that energy. I absolutely.
I'm a small guy, so I'm willing to send. I just sent out a black pastel white lace breeder, het clown breeder male for free. I've sent out paints for free because I take care of my people. It's not about the money. I work full time. I make my money. I do the animals for fun. If I'm not having fun with it, I'm done with it. So if I need to sit here and worry about you getting butt hurt that I want to give my friend an animal, I don't give a shit. But if you also then want to run your mouth, the community's too small. I get word back. Screenshots come in my DMs. Fine, do you. I don't care to do the internet argument. I just won't sell to you.
Easy as that.
It's
we all have somebody that we ain't fucking with.
I don't fuck with you.
It's fine. Anybody who says that they like and support everybody, I'm not going to do it.
Lying.
You're lying.
Yeah. Dude, take that sticker swapping shit out of my face, bro. I don't want that fucking weak energy, bro. I don't give a fuck about your sticker. I'm in this for the long run, and it's to keep me in business. This is a business to me, dude. And business isn't fucking, let's hold hands. Let's, I'm your friend. Nah, dude, you don't fucking trust nobody in a sense.
See, that's something that I feel like people don't understand.
Fucking weak
like,
shit.
There's people, this guy don't fuck with me. Why? Because I don't kiss your ass?
Yeah, no shit.
Like everyone else? Bro, this is real life business for me.
Oh shit, bro.
I
make a living out of this.
This is first my lifestyle that I love. It's my passion. It's what other than my family, this is what the fuck I wake up for every day. But it's also my living. I ain't fucking around, bro.
Nope.
So
that's all that is. And I love that you're saying this, Mila, because that's just where we're coming. That's where we're coming from here. That's it. And mind you, I love the new people coming in, right? But we have energy that we reserve for people that we are vested in. Like, he has the V Unit family. I have the Trap family. We're basically combined, bro. Like, we have people that we really invest in, and they invest in us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not, I say this all the time. You watch this show. Thank you so much. Okay. You want to send me a sticker. God bless you. Okay. But I owe you nothing. I don't owe you shit. First and foremost, I don't owe you anything.
Here's something else. I met Travis at Pomona when we went in January when we were vending. Travis, I always saw his animals, but he also is constantly trying to help the community. He made some videos about ultrasounding that were freaking critical to some people out there. Yeah. So that's how I got to know Travis.
Yeah. Those videos only happened because Danny and Renee kept telling me to make them. I don't like posting stuff like that, and the amount of hate I got from that just had me crack. Oh, dude, it's crazy. These people are telling me I don't know what I'm doing. I've been ultrasounding for 3 years. I'm like, bro, I do this for a living 10 hours a day. Like,
bro,
you don't know what you're doing.
What the fuck? For real?
Yeah. So it's, it is what it is. I put it all out there, and it helps people. I know Big Mike hit me up the other day saying thanks. He was able to help him. J and Z said something the other day. Like, it's information. If you want to use it, great. If you got specific questions, I'll help you.
That's real help for the community, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it helps.
And then I bet you nobody knew you were in the ultrasounding field.
I don't look it.
I bet you they're eating them words now.
But I put the disclaimer in the beginning because people kept saying, "Oh, what experience do you have?" I'm like, dude, like I really need to put my credentials like it matters. Like, bro, it's either good information or it's not. You tell me what you think. I don't care. But that's anything you put on the internet, Not everyone's gonna like it. People are gonna hate if it's good or if it's bad.
You gotta learn to accept both.
That's another thing, man. Like people purposely surround themselves with people who are like instantly saying they like what they're doing. Like they struggle to deal with real criticism. You know what I mean? How many times have you told me, MJ, I don't know about this, and I, whatever, how I react, I still don't. We have a grown up conversation about it, and we have those moments. And I think at the end of the day, like that's what matters, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Is having somebody who will tell you, like, are you sure about this, or like, people who have your back. And that's the hardest thing, man, is finding people who are wanting to grow with you, but they actually have your back. Like there's no competition between the two. And that's damn near impossible to find nowadays.
Me personally, like a lot other than my multi-species people, especially ball pythons, everybody I associate with daily are usually either law enforcement or veterans like myself, because I'll say, hey man, what do you think about this? Like, dude, that's fucking stupid. What are you doing? Like, oh no, that's not that. Stop putting the glasses on to see what you want. Like, dude, that's not that. Like, everything's unfiltered raw. No one's going to hurt my feelings if you tell me all this. I don't care. I'm asking you for your opinion. And so it's the network you get, you got to surround it with people who will feed you the information that's going to benefit you, not just make you feel good.
Yeah. And you won't always make everybody happy, no matter how fucking like obsessed you are about it. There's people out there who just want to make everybody happy, no matter what it costs. I'm good on that. Are you fucking kidding me? I cannot live a life like that. There's no way. Because no matter what, I know no matter how hard you try, there's going to be one person who's not happy. That's human culture. There's nothing you could do about it.
Don't be full of shit.
I mean, facts, right? Now I got to ask you, 2024 going to 2002. This year flew by the way. Fucking approaching October, which is nuts. But the hobby's still growing. And what I mean by hobby, ball python game is still growing. New people coming in. And I know this because this podcast is built off the new people coming in. Shout out to all the loyal trappers out there, man. Let me finish. No hand right now. All right. So let me ask you this. For the people out there who watch this podcast religiously, okay, especially the newcomers, but they're hearing about all the paint talk, Sentinel talk, and they don't know exactly what to do with, maybe they got a little bit of pocket money now, and they want to invest, right? But what's the route nowadays? How do people find the right project being brand new into this, Travis? And if, hold on, Emilio, if your question relates to this, then ask it. If it doesn't, you need to wait, buddy.
It wasn't a question. It was a comment. It's okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Travis.
Sorry, Emilio. So basically, like if you're asking me for paint specifically, I would say you got to find people who understand the project better than just having had them. Hit up me, hit up Limey, hit up Mary over at Rec Room, hit up, Albie's got some stuff going on. We got Antoine DPR. Hit up somebody who's experimenting with the genes at a level that most people aren't. Like just because you have paint and you're making hats, I don't necessarily know you understand what's going on with the genetics. So if you're looking to invest into paint, everyone's trying to buy males. Stop. Buy females. Get your females, because the few that come out, you got to get them, because that's the only way you're going to actually push your projects. These multi-gene males, you're going to need the visual females. They're close to getting paint on the shed test, but not yet. So if you're telling me, if I'm telling someone, hey, you got $5,000, you got to get yourself a couple visual females, sit on them, maybe a nice combo het female, and get your male next year, unless you see a male that's just worth it this year. But get your visual females if you can. Not many people are letting many go, but the project is still too new where that everyone don't get all the double recessive stuff. It's not worth it right now. If you ask me, it's not worth it.
You think they should avoid adults, Travis?
I generally don't advise people buy adults anyway, because you're going to miss that first year. So, I mean, me personally, I like to shoot 500 grams and less. I'm going to get the same production year as I would that adult, except I get to raise it at my own pace. Since I do ultrasound, I actually do check for fatty liver on my snakes. I feed less, smaller, and my snakes don't have fatty liver. So my stuff produces good quality clutches all the time.
That's crucial.
Hey, that's something you should show us on your next video.
Yeah.
Show us fatty liver next time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'll need to get somebody else's snake because mine don't have it.
Yeah, okay. Because what's your take on this, Travis? A snake that has too much fat does not produce for you. What's your take on that being true?
I mean, so taking it anecdotally to humans, it's true.
Wow. So super fat ass people can have kids?
Not as they usually have fertility issues because a lot of
that makes sense, dude. I mean, I've seen some big pregnant women, but like not gigantic, not the
preeclampsia is more towards obese women or no?
I'm sorry, say that first part again.
Preeclampsia?
Yeah. I mean, it's blood pressure and weight related, yeah, but heavy people are predisposed to a lot of things, so that's usually like a secondary factor, not a primary.
Okay.
So it happens, but same thing with your animals in reproductive. You don't want your males fat, you don't want your females fat. A lean, healthy animal is going to have more stable hormones, which is going to generate more follicular development and growth at a rate that the gonad could support. So a lot of times if people are like, oh, she's building, they slam 3-4 rats a day. I'm like, do what you want. I mean, it's been tried, tested, and proved, but I'm not going to do that. I'm getting the same numbers as you because they don't need that. Yeah. They need the caloric intake for that deficit after the production. But once they're building and they start to begin to ovulate, their body's no longer absorbing any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's no different than like supplementation whenever you're talking about, you know, lizards and stuff. It's just because the calcium powder says calcium, it doesn't mean it's a type of calcium that species can absorb. So a lot of these animals are having issues because they're not able to actually absorb what you're putting in it, even though it's in it. It's a different form. So it's the same thing. You're putting stuff in your snake it's not able to actually absorb. But this is anecdotal. I only could go off of my ultrasounds on liver. I've never done any sort of blood work, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a professional at it.
Right.
I do see a difference.
Take this conversation over to the rodent game, okay? Because here we are talking. I mean, we talked about ASFs and rats, which both you could do both perfectly, right? But we all know rats pack a lot more fat than an ASF. And I'm only gonna bring this up because JP did it to himself again. He went on his stories and had a 12-8 clutch and was like, oh, third 12-8 clutch in a row. Is it the ASFs? And he's like, he tells all his closest people that ASFs is the reason why he has such a high 8 count, right? So what's your take on ASFs being actually better for ball python, breeding ball pythons versus rats? Do you feel like it doesn't matter, or do you feel like JP is onto something with this and it could be true, like less fat will give you better production?
So it's a two-part thing. I don't think causation is correlation or vice versa. Correlation is causation. I don't know if you could tie the two together, because I guarantee you he probably has a female that's going to drop 4 and he's not going to post that one.
Yeah, fucker. Come on, JP.
That could be the same. But
so true.
Because I live in Southern California, we can't have ASFs, but I do have desert field mice, and I use exclusively. But that's by choice.
Nice.
I definitely, even when I was getting all my rats from Danny and Renee, I never would get anything larger than a larger wean. I just don't see the need for that much of a meal in them. But it's a lot of animals. I think we overfeed because we feel good when they're full, but it's not because they need it or it's what they need. Like,
even the fat levels that we speak of, okay, there's no guarantee that a small rat, or let's say a bigger small rat that's been running around a lot and maybe fed a different diet, has more fat than an ASF that took freaking forever to get to the size that it should be to feed an adult female ball python, right?
Yeah.
I bet you, I don't know, man. I'm going to sit here and bet that retired ASF, all right, has more fat than a little small rat that is fairly young and has been running around and hasn't been eating for 8 months.
So there's different types of fat, though.
I'm sorry?
There's different types. So the adipose that a retired breeder is going to have is going to be a different type of fat that's going to break it render down easier.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just like with humans, it's the fat changes as you get older, and it's a different type of fat that your body stores because it can't burn it the same. That's why you don't see a lot of crazy fat old people. The body transitions the way it stores things. So it would be different. Now, as far as the duration to get them to that size, absolutely true.
Okay, so again, speaking of ASFs, what they're not saying is that they're feeding their animal all week. I mean, guys, tell me you have let's say you feed every 2 weeks. Tell me you have 80 retired breeder ASFs every week.
No
way. So guys, tell the truth. You're feeding 3 times a week.
You mean 3 weeks a month?
No, 2 or 3 times a week. When you're feeding really small ASFs, you're feeding 2 or 3 times a week.
Got nothing to grow up. They're being fed.
I don't ever do more than 2, but it all depends on the size I'm giving them and their bowel movement cycles.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I recently, the last 2 clutches, been doing 3 times a week. These motherfuckers growing fucking like beasts. I'm not gonna lie. I like what I see because I was just doing once a week. But I'm realizing they're shitting it out in like 2 days, and they're already ready to go, pretty much, from what I'm seeing. And so, it's just a lot of work. It's like, God damn it, the whole feeding thing's a lot. But I get it now. Now I see why these motherfuckers are having success getting them so big so quick.
Now, if you ask me if I ever had to breed, let's say I could never buy rats again, you damn right I'm gonna breed mice and ASFs. I am not breeding rats. Now, if you could sit here and tell me that those 2 prey items are better because they will never outgrow my snakes, I'll always have a way to get rid of them. All right? Yeah, they're damn better. They are better than rats.
Yeah. And, shout out to Will Morrows, because Will doesn't feed too big of ASFs himself, and he still had quite the success. And he's definitely, since he switched over to ASFs, and he's not ever going back. Like, he's definitely pro ASFs now. So maybe you don't have to worry about feeding such a big ASF. Maybe that's kind of being overthought,
Okay.
Maybe.
But it took a long time to get that ASF to 80 and 90 grams.
That's what I'm saying. You got to have time and you got to have the space for sure, obviously. Because like you said,
that's all I'm saying, guys.
Yeah.
When you don't have that size, some people out there, they're feeding their animal three at a time, 2 or 3 at a time.
And there's nothing wrong with that, because at the end of the day, you think of it like a bodybuilder. It's all about the caloric intake and the micros that you're bringing in, the micros and macros. So whether you're getting that from 1 rat or 3, you're looking for a total. So you're looking for them just to get what they need.
I'm not gonna lie though, man. I did not deal with any shutoffs when I fed ASFs, and they always smell a lot better than the rats. It was like night and day, bro. Rats gave me legit PTSD. And I hope I never have to go there again. I really don't. But ASFs, man, definitely fun to work with. Also work, but they're just not as intense as a rat. Like, not even close. But you can get away.
I'll never breed rats ever.
Dude, it's not.
I did that 12 years ago, and hell, fuck no.
That's a dangerous game. Just because, first and foremost, space is everything, right? You got to have a different room for them. I'll tell you that much. And if you try to go the Home Depot route and you don't want to, invest in racks, you're going to have escapes. You're going to have chew outs. They're going to fuck your shit up. You're going to learn the hard way like I did. That's what I'm saying. Like, you think the ball python game is fucking heavy pockets investment? Go ahead and invest into some rodent racks, like really good ones from Freedom Breeder, and get a room together and do all that. Phew. That's when you really ask yourself, am I really doing this? You know what I mean? Which Travis, I want to ask you, when should someone look themselves in the fucking mirror and say, I need to start producing my own rodents? This makes no sense.
I mean, the simple answer is when you can't afford to keep buying them. But I mean, to me, as soon as you start producing more than 3 or 4 clutches, you should at least consider it for the hopper, just like the
availability.
Because I mean, even if you want to you don't want to deal with having rats big enough to feed your adults, fine. But you're going to eat yourself up feeding the babies.
Yeah.
I'm going to share something with you guys. When I was retiring mice this winter, bro, the breeder girls were taking them things like candy. Yeah. And I think it helped me really have an amazing season, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mice.
Because I'm sure you're giving them like maybe 2 or 3, right? You're probably giving them like more than 1.
I'll tell you this, man. I have like 3 females now that are stuck on mice, and I have to give them 2 or 3 ex-breeders a week to really have an impact.
But here's the thing, bro. Even though you probably gave them, like, as far as the amount was the same, you gave them in smaller portions, which obviously working with another species. You can't pound food in these things and expect healthy fucking results.
And
you know what I mean?
Let me say to everyone out there, it's not weekly. I don't do that weekly.
What do you mean?
The
feeding?
With those animals.
Right.
I'll do it every couple weeks.
But that's when that's the thick of breeding you're doing that, or getting them ready for breeding, right?
Yeah.
It's almost that. I mean, isn't that food cycling in a sense? Like, you're giving them a different meal at a certain time, which creates an adjustment.
For those girls that are on the mice, that are, that medium-sized girl, for me to get her to produce the next year and grow and get to her optimal size, I feel like she has to eat. She has to eat a lot that year.
Yeah.
I get girls to produce at a medium size, and then they keep growing. They keep growing and producing every year.
Yeah.
So,
you know what's funny? Like, I'm starting to notice the girls that I can't kick to breed in ball pythons were the ones that I forgot to give that little extra meal at that certain time. Because mind you, if you're not really, I have so much going on where, like, I sometimes feed robotically, and then until if there's a pairing I'm really obsessed over, then I'm paying attention to that one. But when you're talking about 15, 20 pairings, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real. There's certain ones you favorite, but then when you do that, you don't really pay attention to, like, oh shit, I didn't give her, the extra mice or whatever. I mean, say what you want. Ball pythons are easy, but sometimes you can get into a rhythm where you get 1 clutch out of a female, and then somehow you don't get shit after that.
Real quick, I also, I want a clutch from that said girl, right?
Right.
But I also want her to reach her potential.
Yeah, facts.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. Wrap up topic, and then we'll get to Emilio's wrap up topic. Travis, good episode, by the way. Fire. All right. Got some hitters in the chats too. Shout out to everyone in the chats. But let's kind of get back. Let's go back to things. 2019, you came in. 2020, quite the heavy growth for the ball python game, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I sometimes I think about it because me and Emilio, we talk about 2020 COVID breeders fucking basically just dust in the wind, some of them, right? But is it some of their faults? Let's think about maybe some of these guys got painted a picture that just was not realistic, right? And mind you, it is your fault, but also mentorship's everything. Did some of these people not get the right mentorship? And what I mean by that, how much of the fucking pipe dream was presented to you when you were coming into the game 2019, 2020? How much of that stuff were you seeing? And do you agree with me that maybe some of these guys that ended up fucking kicking the can after 3 years, 4 years, maybe it wasn't their fault?
Yeah, so I saw a lot of it. It was everywhere. I was lucky enough where I knew a lot of people when I decided to come back in. A lot of people that I've worked with for a decade before that, they welcomed me back and helped me get in at a reasonable cost.
Yeah.
But then for the people who came in during COVID, they absolutely were painted a picture of you could be Canova, Miguel, this, that, and the other. But that's marketing. That's marketing. If I go to
name of it,
you're not going to get that babe with the burger dripping down her chest type shit. That's marketing. Buy my
dude. Oh my God, the Carl's Jr. Bro, yeah. I bought the shit. I used to buy the shit out of those burgers back in the day.
Marketing.
Remember Emilio, the Carl's Jr. burger and the mayo is dripping on the chichis? You know what I'm talking about, right? Does he not remember? Emilio, I'm talking to you. Are you there?
No, I don't remember, bro.
Wow,
yeah.
Those were iconic.
Look out there.
Wait, do they have Carl's Jr.? They don't have a Carl's Jr.
I remember seeing Carl's. Yep. I've just never had it. I've never had it.
They don't have it over there. No matter, dude. No wonder.
I think we do, but I don't think I've ever had it.
But yeah, so in my opinion, absolutely, those COVID breeders were painted this picture of this dream, and they're still getting it now.
Yeah.
Guys.
They are.
But Travis,
triple, you're gonna get it. Oh, this DG Exantic Clown, you'll get it. Buy all my triple hets. It's marketing.
All right, but let's say this, bro. Listen, there's nowhere it says they can't do it. It's gonna be fucking hard, and you're gonna have to work for years and years to build a brand and get it. Yeah, but what I think that these people should have done is I want to make this animal for myself.
Yeah, well, 100%.
I want to make a $50,000 animal.
And the thing that the biggest mistake I see people doing is scale. They all have, man, I have no more than 15 clutches a year. I don't want more than that. And I'm able to generate between $40,000 and $75,000 a year off of that. So you got to pick good projects and you got to figure out what is it you want from it. But the scale of operations doesn't mean I triple this, I triple my income. I'm going to triple this and I'm going to get a 15% increase in income because I've just added so much other overhead to what I'm going to do that people are sold this dream and the scale of operation, just one more rack and you can do it. Just one more rack and you can do this. Oh, just get another rack and you can do this triple. It's all just marketing.
Yeah.
Everybody pushing out here is peddling information for you to get their animals or their product, not so much to get you successful. And that's where I'm not a part of any Patreons because I just don't have time. My kids play international sports, so we travel a lot.
That's sick.
So it's one of those things where I'm not a part of Patreons, but the group I'm with, it's all good information. And I hear, from Danny and Renee and other people who are in some of these Patreons, I hear, who's good, who's not, what's the Patreon actually about, what information's being peddled, all that sort of stuff. So the marketing, I will never blame the consumer and say that they got played because that's on you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, 100%. Yep. And listen, I will tell you this right now. As much as I love cheeseburgers and boobs, if I didn't like the taste of Carl's Jr., I wouldn't fucking buy it. Yeah, simple as that. But it was bomb. That shit was so fucking bomb. And so I kept going back. Every time I saw the commercial, I remember how bomb that tastes. So I would go back. And it's as simple as that. You know how many people are good at marketing, but they're marketing shit? I'm dead ass serious. There's people out there. You want to talk about the podcasting field? They're great at looking good, but listen to what they're talking about. Like listen to the content, right? Marketing's so important, but when you have shit to bring to the table, You know
Yep.
what I mean? And you got, dude, you're right. You know, everyone's a marketer is a marketing guru in 2024. They figured it out. Like you have people who just like the way how to lay out YouTube stuff. And, you know, when I first started doing reptile podcasting, there was zero around. There was Snakes and the Fat Man. There was, you know, shout out to Morelia Python Radio, but that was it, you know, hardly anything else, but people figured shit out. So now you gotta, it's just a lot more than just looking at the pretty picture, right? Yep. Because at the end of the day, what is it that you're exactly buying and who are you buying it from? And that's why you're right on that, Travis.
And then I think the Morph Market auctions allowed the platform for people to feel successful with a failing business. I'm moving animals, I'm making money, but you're not. You're really not moving animals or making money.
Yeah, you're making dog shit. You're making like peanuts.
Because
we all know auctions are crucial, but that's when you have something that you just need to get out, you know, and you almost don't give a fuck what you're gonna make off of it. Let's be real. That's what the auctions are for. So if you're killing on auctions, you're killing selling your collection. Good for you, but don't act like you're a good salesman, please.
I mean, I used to run an auction back in 2010. It was Reptiles for the Wounded, where everything went to the Wounded Warriors Project.
That's awesome.
I ran it, and when we were tied in, everything was with them. So, I mean, I'm not against auctions. Now, as a business model, auctions should not be a way where you foresee or predict income from it, because you're not. You can move animals, and you can make money, by all means. But, I mean, they just changed it today, so you can't post however, I don't know what they changed it to.
Hey, super shameless plug. I have a chocolate clown 66% hypo that has like 20 hours left on my Morph Market. So go to Trap Exotics on Morph Market and go bid that auction up. See, at least you got to put a little bit of work in like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'll 10%.
Hey, so Travis, tell us what they're not selling auctions anymore?
Me?
No, they're not selling auctions anymore?
No, so, he posted, I don't think you can't buy additional auctions. And I think he's putting a lower cap to how many you can do. Because there were individuals that were posting like 10 a day.
Yeah, they were buying a ton of auctions. Yeah.
So I think they just got rid of that whole like a la carte style, you know, add more to it. But yeah, they're still running auctions, but they're trying to make it so
the auctions lately, the little bit I've watched them, there's auction fatigue definitely out there.
Well, the hardest part with an auction is you're hoping the right eyes see you at the right time.
Yeah,
but
it is. Yep.
Talking for attention. So I mean, if you had like, again, we'll just talk marketing. So if you look at stuff like Canova, when he used to do his Netflix, you knew every day or every Friday or whatever day it was, Netflix was coming out, and there was going to be a Morph Market drop the next day with everything he just fucking talked about.
I love that shit.
So if you create the marketing for yourself, or if you and a group of people all create the marketing so that on X day you can expect a drop, it would be more effective. But right now it's everybody jockeying for attention with auctions.
Yeah, and listen to the shit that I saw not too long ago on auctions. There was this one breeder, and he put 3 of the same fucking animal up.
Yeah, stupid. Well, I think they should get rid of the anonymity. I want to know who's bidding. Because you can see who's bidding. I want to know your name.
Someone posted a highway and it was a pastel GHI yellow belly.
Close.
No, hold on. They posted a highway and in the caption they said pastel yellow belly GHI, and it was a fucking clear as day pastel highway. And I was almost like, do you not understand that? You know, gravel's good to have in this snake, and you're not even IDing gravel in this snake right now. That is fucking crazy to me, bro.
That's probably somebody who just clicked and dragged an Excel sheet over and didn't double check anything.
I'm gonna keep it real. That's somebody who's been on this new breed on the block. Not even lying.
Wait,
was it you? And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't somebody I brought on. No offense to me.
Oh,
damn, dog, you had to go there, huh?
I didn't
listen. No names being dropped. It is nobody's perfect either. Hey, listen, I brought hold on. I brought on Insane Sticky Finger, so it ain't that bad. All right, you're good. See, you feel better now? There you go. See, that was good.
Klepto.
No klepto. All right. What's your wrap-up topic for Travis, Emilio?
Yeah, pretty much, man. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, bro?
So my kids are still, my oldest daughter, she's going to be playing soccer for an international team. So staying at the size I'm at, picking up a few other rare species every now and then, and just pushing True Ghost and paint and mixing the three together and all the variations in between. I'm not looking to grow ball pythons by any means. I like the number I'm at. 15 clutches a year is a good solid number.
Agree.
Working, live the life I want. I don't miss anything with my kids and my family. Don't want to ruin that. So that side's good. I'll complicate my life a little bit with some more rare stuff, but
yo, True Ghost has next.
True Ghost, who? You're bringing someone up?
True Ghost has next.
Oh yeah.
Has next what?
You know how they, everyone says, you know, I got next game.
Yeah.
Oh, got you. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Well, then say next game because I'm like, I didn't know what you meant by
Well,
that.
I mean, we got next.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you.
So
True Ghost is man. I'm not gonna lie. We're still a good couple years, I think, away from really seeing like the push on True Ghost. But once it comes out, I think it's gonna be nuts.
I don't think so, bro.
Sooner.
It's
All right. I like that.
push. I convinced Danny and Renee to do a pretty good push. There's a lot of people that are sitting on a lot of visual het stuff. So
Yeah.
odds gods be it, but a lot of the people I know working it are doing it more justice than just saying I hit a True Ghost. Everyone's got 2, 3, 4 genes with ALS in the mix. Like you might see some pretty crazy stuff in the next 1-2 years.
Yeah,
I stand corrected.
we finally saw a really nice True Ghost clown because the other one I had seen, I wasn't into it that much. But this guy, Scallywag, he hit a True Ghost clown. That shit's wicked.
Is that his business name, Scallywag?
I think so. Someone correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but
I haven't heard that since like what is that like fucking some cartoon back? I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Hey, I could be wrong, but
Scallywag. Isn't that? I could have sworn like a Warner Brother cartoon.
Hey, am I wrong, Travis?
Scallywag.
What's up?
Did you see that True Ghost clown? Clutch?
I don't remember who made it though. Somebody sent it past my DMs. I don't remember it though. I don't remember who made it.
All right.
I'm not a clown guy, so anything clown kind of just like
don't matter to you.
Oh, you don't like any clown?
Only clowns I have at all are because when I first bought my white lace and lace stuff, they happened to be het clown unknown to the breeders, and so I ended up hitting white lace clowns, but they're all gone. I don't want them.
Jeez, that's cool.
Hey, I have to say,
that.
bro, no matter what, I'll always be working my Xanthic clown stuff. But let me tell you something, bro. Them dark clowns, them things make ball pythons look mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, we can't forget about this, man. I don't know how we slept on this fucking topic. It was the one I was fucking looking forward to the most. But break it down. Mowgli, what about it?
All right. So in Jungle Book, no, I'm just playing. So Mogwai is a gene that's been in Limey has had it in his paint stuff for years. And you got to remember, back when he was seeing in his stuff, he couldn't give paint away. So he didn't give a shit to work it. It was just something in his paint. It looked different. It definitely is different. If you can, just for reference, have my IG pulled up in the background. So when I reference some animals, you can pull it up.
Coming right up.
So basically, it's an enhancing gene that on certain mixes, it'll pull up a lot of graniting, or it's just going to be like a jungle gene. So it's like a jungle enhancing gene that is 100% visual. You can see it. I could see it in my pairings.
Where do you want me to go, Travis?
Scroll down a little bit. So that all the way to the left, underneath that, down one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So that's a Mogwai yellow belly on the left and a Mogwai on the right.
Okay.
So they're both het paint. So you do have a slight bit of het paint influence to it, but it's one of those things when you look at it. So the one on the right, you'll get a lot of people that actually might say, "Oh, that's paint." It's not. A lot of the paint that you see around there came from lining. So a lot of them have that look, and they're being missold as being paints, but it's actually the Mogwai. That's why Sentinel people don't see that, because they didn't have the Mogwai mixed in. So the Mogwai, you can see it's more like a jungling and an enhancing gene. And then go back to all my other pictures real quick if you can. And scroll down a little bit. That one right underneath it.
This one? This one?
Yeah, that one. So after doing a bunch of debate on what that actually is, that's just a Cypress yellow-bellied Mogwai.
Dang it.
So the pairing on that was a Cypress het paint to a it was a Mogwai yellow-bellied paint to a Cypress Mojave cinnamon yellow-belly. So that's not cinnamon, that's not Mojave. Only other things that play are Cypress and yellow-belly and Mogwai. It is yellow belly. It is cypress. And it's Magai. So it
pattern and color is sick.
Yeah, and I see it in a lot of my animals. So that underneath the one with Danny and I, that's a Magai yellow belly paint on eggs. Oh, I'm lying. That's spot nose. I don't know if I actually posted her on eggs. But okay, yeah, go down. Sorry. That one with the banana, the two of them, the banana and, yeah. So that's a Magai yellow belly paint on the left, and then a banana red stripe paint on the right, which may have Magai, but I don't believe it does. So it's...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother.
I was going to ask you, okay, so obviously there has to be something, just like the Zuati thing, right? Like, whatever, if that's not Zuati, there's obviously something happening. What needs to happen to make this more believable? Like I mean, what I mean by that, what are you looking to hit it, this gene in to where you're like, there's no fucking question about it. Like, this is what it does.
So Limey has hit what he believes are supers, and I mean, 100% it's visual. So the thing for me is, it's not about proving I could make it genetic, because I can reproduce that genetically. It's you got to convince people that it's something.
Right.
And that's where you kind of fall on the wayside, because Limey doesn't give a shit to win your heart. And I'm not going to sit here and try to argue with you that it's worth it.
Right.
So it is what it is. I know Mary Hubbard, all right, so on Canova's video, they spoke with Albie Scholes, and he had a super Magai yellow belly calico.
I saw that.
Yeah, they talked to him about Magai. Him and I have talked about it a lot. And then they showed Mary's snake. It was actually Mary's, not his, that they showed. Give her shout out. She didn't get credit in the video. I'll give her credit here. That was Mary Hubbard from Rec Room Reptiles. That was hers. But so kind of us four, there's a lot of people with it. So don't think I'm just narrowing it down to just us four. But us four are kind of trying to figure it out by removing it from paint. And can we do that entirely? Limey did a pairing this year where it was the yellow belly that the Magai came from to a Magai yellow belly het paint. And that's where he got the supers. And at best, anything was only ever het paint. Because anything I produce now is going to be a visual paint to a het or a het to a het. So it's going to be hard to say that's not paint influence, because that's the first thing people are going to say. Oh, that's just the paint influence. That's not how it looks. So in order for me to do that, I got to prove there's zero paint in it. And then at that point, I can sell it as, shut your face. It's not paint. It's its own thing, and run it from there. But again, I do this for fun. If I'm not trying to win your heart and mind. So there's a couple people that I've sent some stuff over to. Are you on his actual IG?
Yeah. I'm looking at some of his other stuff that he posted.
Yeah, go where I could see all of them. And there should be a clutch somewhere where there's an ivory.
Is it down?
Yeah, dude. I don't stalk his Instagram like this. We talk shit on the phone.
Do you know he posted it though?
Yeah, he for sure did.
I don't see a clutch with any ivory, so that's a cool looking.
Maybe he didn't post a clutch. So I know the one he thought was the super was up towards the top. Go back towards the top. I'll see if I can find it real fast. But he started doing that 2 picture shit. Now you can't tell. No, that's not that one. The bottom right from what's on the screen, I think.
Bottom right? This one?
No, down one more.
This one.
I think that's
possible super, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good fucking way to show the body. I like that. It's first time I've ever seen that. I'm not gonna lie.
No, don't give him credit. He's gonna start doing more of that shit. Just post it all in one like everyone else.
Yeah, but it gives you respectfully, it gives you a closer, because I'm trying to really look at the fucks, like, what am I looking at here? And this kind of shows me the sides. I don't know. I think it's
I agree with you. I just don't want Limey to have any credit.
Okay, but yeah, go on and continue what you're talking about.
I mean, when you look at that, if I just told you, let's just say you're getting into paint. I said, hey, you want to buy this paint? You would believe it. You would believe that that's a paint, but there's no paint in that. There's het at best. So
super.
That's going to be the hard part, is you're going to get everybody to default to it's het paint influence, it's this, that. So until it's removed from paint, you're going to get all the naysayers just saying it's paint. Or it's, you don't know how to ID, it's paint. But like I showed you in my Cypress Yellow Belly Magai, and I have others. It's definitely its own thing. I can ID it. I've sent it out to other people, and when they get it, they're like, damn, yeah, because the blacks are much more rich, and it reacts a lot with yellow belly. So my Magai without yellow belly are a lot brighter and they're not as exaggerative. But once you hit it with yellow belly, then it just kind of amps everything up like 5 times. So
super, super big to be determined for sure.
Yeah. So Limey said he's a genius. He's an idiot. Which we don't know shit about it. But
Can you help me make a box for him to stand on so he'll come on the show? I think he'll come on the show if we have a custom box for him to stand on.
if I make a box for Limey, he's going in it and 6 feet underground.
Oh my God. Wow.
Wow.
YouTube, he's kidding. That was a joke. Fuck, bro. Chill. Hate crime. All right, listen, dude, great episode. 2 hours flew by very quick. And mind you, when it's 2 hours, you know this is a good episode. We don't do 2 hours on every Monday night, but this was solid info, Travis. And I definitely know, being your experience with the other species, I didn't get enough out of this episode, so I'll have to bring you back for sure.
Yeah.
But listen, let's get these Hottie questions in order, and then we'll let you enjoy the rest of your night. How's that sound?
I'm going to work, so it sounds miserable, but yeah, let's go.
Damn, you got to go to work right now, big dog? Hey, listen, at least you killed it.
Because I'm going in late, I have to stay late now.
God, my bad. All right, let's make these
That's
quick.
okay.
That's the whole point of the Hottie questions. Quicker the better. Guys, get the likes up for me real quick for Dummy Travis. And here we go. Hottie questions coming to hot. You ready, Trav?
Yep.
Here we go. Frozen Thought or live?
Live.
8 cut or no cut?
Cut.
On what day?
2 pip.
Favorite incomplete dominant?
Cypress.
Least favorite incomplete dominant?
Bamboo.
Red chondro Neo or yellow chondro Neo?
Red.
Pre-first shed meal or post-first shed meal on a ball python?
Post.
Yay imports or boo imports?
Yay.
One import you would like to import to your collection, any reptile around the world, what would it be?
Naltinus grayi.
What the hell is that?
Badass fucking gecko, bro.
Dude, I like that you're into the geckos. We're gonna have to keep. I'm slowly starting to get the gecko itch. Like I'm kind of getting into Kahua's pretty big, but we need to talk geckos, bro, for sure.
When you're bored, scroll down to the bottom of my Instagram and you'll see some crazy shit I used to work with.
Say less. All right. To spray and miss the ball python or to never spray and miss the ball python?
I'll spray.
Yay sports or boo sports?
Yay.
Favorite sport?
International football or soccer.
Nice, for sure. Favorite club team?
Chelsea.
Nice. Dude, I don't know what it was about FIFA, but Chelsea, I was unstoppable. When I would have picked Chelsea, bro, I would fuck some people up on FIFA. I'm just letting people know. Chelsea's a team.
Anybody who likes Man United could never get paint from me. Don't even say it.
Yeah, man. Facts. All right, moving forward. Here we go. Big flexor or no flexor?
No flexor.
Steak or fish?
Steak.
Favorite cut of steak?
Filet.
Nice. Yay alcohol or boo alcohol?
Yay.
Favorite alcohol beverage?
Neat Jack.
Nice. Fucks with that. Van Halen or Sammy Hagar?
Van Halen.
West Coast rap or East Coast rap?
West Coast.
Favorite West Coast rapper or rap group of all time?
Dilated Peoples.
Dude, there we go. I used to skate to a lot of Dilated People stuff back in the day. That's some 90s shit right there.
Yeah, we watched them at the library. That shit was crazy.
Damn. All right, here we go. Little word association. First thing to come to mind. Milk.
Toast.
First time ball python breeder.
Sucks.
NARBC.
Good.
Florida reptile keepers.
Lucky.
One recessive you don't have in the mix, but you would like to add it. Ball python.
Shit. Puzzle.
Stuck shed.
Fuck.
Instagram trolls.
Love them.
Last but not least, coolest reptile network in the world.
Trap top.
There we go. Emilio, dude, get these could get wild. So good luck with Emilio, man. He's
He's all right with these.
he's all right.
Well, hey, because he doesn't love all ball pythons, so this might be easy for him.
Tired, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I just don't want to have them all.
I got you. All right, so one's got to go. All right. Answer truthfully and thoughtfully.
Dude, of course. He's not going to lie to us.
No,
Hey, bro, it was something I added this week.
Okay, cool. Okay, sorry. My bad. That was new.
All right.
I wasn't ready for that.
All right, hypo or DG?
DG.
Ooh.
Get rid of, right?
Gotta go.
Yeah, DG. All right.
Okay, good. Axanthic or Pied?
Pied.
Get the fuck on, buddy.
This is where it gets a little hard because of the current market.
We'll see.
Fuck the market.
Cypress or Redhead?
Fuck.
That's a hard one, man. I don't have redhead, but I like redhead.
I'm just starting to experiment with all my redheads, so it's hard to say, but I love my Cypress, so
That's
Dude,
a rough
hey, listen, before you answer, Travis, we saw some of Chad Holker's redhead visual clown, just redhead clowns.
Yeah.
And I know you like clowns, but I'm telling you, redhead got something going on, bro, for sure.
Oh, I got some redheads going, and it's going to paint. Cat's out of the bag on that. But
Which one is it? Which one needs to go?
shit, let's just go with Cypress because I got enough to deal with what I got.
Clap to that. Even though I have Cypress, I'm gonna clap to that.
Cypress though, but I got enough in my rack. Everyone else could lose it.
All right.
All right, this one could be easy, but maybe you love the other gene. Bongo or lace?
Oh, Bongo, get the fuck out! Come on, over lace? Come on, dude. That's a no-brainer.
Probably get
Hey,
rid of,
these are two of his favorites. So
We'll see. I'm just saying.
I'd probably get rid of Bongo. I work a lot of lace, but man, Bongo. There's a lot of freaking potential in Bongo, and it's allelic. It's in my same allelic complex too.
White lace, though, buddy. That's the power.
all right.
I mean, I got white lace in the rack next to me, but man, playing with ALSs is different.
Yeah.
all right, clown or puzzle?
Oh,
To get
he's,
rid of clown.
clown is getting the fuck. He hates clown. The guy despises it.
Yeah.
Still gotta ask.
Garbage.
All right, this one's a good one. Okay,
All right.
hypo paint or OD paint?
I'd get rid of OD paint.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's powerful two recessives right there.
Wait,
That kind of doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, Emilio.
sorry. The nicer animal to me is the OD paint.
It is.
Right there. But let's talk longevity. Let's talk about the
But
next
longevity, yes, the hypo paint.
Yeah.
But
Emilio, I'm
Bro,
surprised.
when you
I'm
had to-
surprised your mind was there right now, Emilio.
no. Hey, we also gotta be. We earlier we were talking about making beautiful animals, not just
Yeah, but
what we can do with it
we
later.
breed for the future.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hypo paint all day.
Bananas I'm actually keeping. So you never know.
Hey, poor bananas, man. I really hope they make a comeback. They're just rotten in the distance right now. I feel bad.
Paint I just hatched is about to shed out. It's
I'm looking
That's
forward
just
to it.
dope. What was that again? A banana cypress?
banana cypress red stripe paint.
Woof.
Looking forward
That's
to
fucking crazy.
it. Is that the one you just posted?
It's the one that's on my hand, but that was still in silver skin. So on my IG, the other one I posted is a banana cypress paint.
All right, go to Milo. Finish. I don't know how much more do you have.
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
All right. Fuck yeah, Trav. Well, listen, guys, please go give him a follow on Instagram. And is IG the best place to follow your work, Travis?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. That's pretty much where I hang out.
What the fuck is this thing, bro?
That thing's crazy.
Whoa, dude, what is this?
This is with the red stripe.
And so this is a different snake right here. Wow, look at that.
Skin. So that's the same thing, silver skin. But on my hand, the camera auto does the color or whatever, and it just tries to blend into my hand.
So what is this exactly? The genetics?
Banana cypress red stripe paint.
Damn, man. All right, but IG, you're the most active in IG, right, Travis? Best place
Yeah,
for
hit
people
me
to
up
follow
on
you?
IG if you want me to actually respond. But you could always see some of the stuff I do on Facebook because I have a lot longer track record over there.
Well, guys, give him a fucking follow, please. This guy just killed it. Travis, thank you so much for your time, and you will be back for sure. But, guys, in the meantime, go give him a follow. Find the link in the description below and give it up. It's a wrap for Travis. Enigmatic Reptiles.
Enigma.
All right, we got it.
Enigmatic. It's
Hey, great
enigmatic.
job, bro.
It's enigmatic, right? Enigmatic.
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 Like Enigma.
Yeah. Hey, low-key like those I like that type of music. I'm not gonna lie. But listen, thank you much, Travis. Give it up one more time for Travis, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, everybody.
Later, bro. Have a good night. Thank you. Damn, good episode, man. 2 hours
Oh,
went by
yeah.
quick. I'm not gonna lie. Really,
Yeah.
really good show. Good information. And it's funny how like, obviously he's into other stuff, but he's not solely just obsessed with ball pythons, but he's still tapped in. Like he's still paying attention and he's just not obsessed over it. Meaning you don't have to be obsessed with everything you work with, but be tapped in, know what the fuck's up. And he knows what the fuck is up. So
Yeah, he's fully got his angle going with the ball pythons aside from the other stuff he has. That's fucking phenomenal.
yeah, man. Good Monday night. I appreciate it so much. Guys, please go give him a follow on Instagram. Emilio Billerino Reptiles. Go subscribe to the V Unit family. Some of the best doing it in the game right there, part of that family. So I appreciate you so much, Emilio. Catch you here next Monday, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Give it up for Big E Top G. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Later, dog. Peace. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Okay, if you thought tonight's episode was worth a like, please get the like up. And if this is your first time watching and you're not subscribed, and you enjoyed tonight's episode, subscribe. It's a free feature. It helps me out, motivates me. So subscribe to this network if you thought it was great what you heard tonight. And of course, drop a comment. And reminding you that if you're looking for exclusive content, you want to get more behind the scenes, you want invitations to Trap Fest 2025. Dude, Trap Fest 2025, it's going to be one for the books. I'm not messing around next year. All right, but all that stuff, you can get information at the over at the Trap Talk Patreon family. So come hang out with us. Come join the Trap Talk Patreon family for all the cool fun stuff, the exclusive content, the Discord, Instagram group chat. You can do that by clicking the first link in the description below. And yeah, appreciate all my trappers, all my Patreon members, and all my viewers, people in the live chats tonight. Appreciate all the love. You guys are amazing. Don't forget tomorrow, All in the Tree Tuesdays. If you're a Chondro fan, a Boreal fan, you don't want to miss Tuesday nights, okay? You don't want to miss any day of the week, bro. 7 days a week. Trap Talk, coolest reptile network in the world, and that's a fact. Have a good night, guys. Episode 544 in the books. See you tomorrow, and I'm out. Cheers.